papering over the cracks. Like you said, it's papering over the cracks. Our fan base is going to get whether whatever happens with City and them this year, the fact will remain the same. People will see that this team ain't what.
Sorry to break it. Liverpool are actually winning now.
This team ain't
2
what you.
goals in 3 minutes.
Yeah. This team ain't what you think it is. And we told you all coming into this season, it's not good enough, man. We didn't do enough in the summer transfer window. Oh man, but we got Marino, we got Calafiore, we got this and that and this. You know, it's not good enough. We should be going for the creme de la creme, and instead we just got hand me down. And then here we go. Now you're seeing it. No shots on target the second half of this game. No shots on target.
I can't even remember the shot we had on target, man.
Lee, we got beat 1-0. You know when you get beat 1-0, in American terms,
they weren't even hanging on,
bro. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm getting ready to say is that from an American standpoint, in the NFL, if you get beat 3-0, that means you got your ass whipped. That means you got your ass whipped. We got our ass whipped today, 1-0. It's the same equivalent. Oh, we don't even have to do anything else to do. We just destroy this team.
Yeah, they were so comfortable, mate. Yeah, they were doing Cruyff turns in their own penalty box.
Lee, the passage of play, they were just passing, just going for side, having a good time, just working on stuff, passing and moving. Man, it could have probably been 3 or 4-0 if they could have completed a couple of those final. If they felt like really wanted to complete a couple of those final passes, could have been.
They were in second gear. Let's be real. They didn't even have to try, mate.
We're not this team under this manager. We look lost. We don't even look like we don't have any form of identity. And guess what, Lee? We're gonna have a flashback. We were saying this when we were saying, what is this style of play? You remember that season? What is he trying to do? Does he know his best 11? You remember that? Remember those discussions? Chat, do y'all remember those discussions? We used to have, but who does he know his best 11? Does he know who needs to be started? Because you get out there today, you see Jesus, same old thing over and over, running into a wall. Martinelli, same old, running into a wall. Soccer was just like, it is what it is. I reckon
I was limping around the pitch for 15 minutes and he kept him on.
Yeah. Havertz today? Anybody? What is Havertz doing today? What did he do?
I'll tell you what he's done today. Yeah, he's nicked about $2,500 in the hour and a half playing that game. In fact, in the 2 hours with half time and stuff like that and stoppage time, he's earned nearly $3,500.
Yeah, to do nothing. To do absolutely. I could have did that. Well, Havertz did it. They just run around and do nothing.
And then people want to come into the chat when we're live and say, look at these 3 stooges. Yeah, they're profiting off a loss. That motherfucker is on $300,000 a week, mate.
Yeah. Profiting off.
And you want to talk about us?
Yeah, he's profiting off a loss. I mean,
it's embarrassing, mate.
Yeah, Lee, this football team is nowhere near prepared to challenge for anything. And I'm gonna tell you this: that Carabao Cup, you can throw that in the bin too, because anytime there's pressure involved with this manager, he finds a way to lose.
Yep.
He finds a way to lose. Today was a must-win game. Lose. Must-win game last week. Lose. I'm telling you, the week before, lose. We are not going anywhere under this manager anytime soon. We're not going anywhere with Edu buying the groceries. Both of those two, the quicker you get these 2 clowns out of here and Kroenke sell this damn team and move on and go buy a ranch out in deep Texas somewhere, get the hell out of here, the quicker we can go to being halfway decent. Because this up under this manager, it ain't gonna work. We're gonna start losing players. Did you see Saliba after the game? Did you see Saliba? How he looked? How disheveled he looked? You know,
there's a lot of players that have had enough, mate. There's a lot of players, that have had an absolute fucking enough of this manager, mate. Yeah, and I'm convinced of it. Yeah, imagine sitting in the dressing room, mate. Yeah, right, and they're sitting there getting told squeeze lemons into a jar. Pickpockets, bro. The only thing that we've been robbed of, is our fucking time. 800 million quid, and a proper fucking manager. We've been robbed of all 3 of them things. Yeah, this manager is a disgrace. The board are a disgrace. It's jobs for the boys. Yeah, and that is what it's always been at this club, mate. Even under Wenger, it's jobs for the boys. The only difference is Wenger got over the line.
Welcome, brethren. Welcome, chat. Southern Gooner in the building. I played that. That was Newcastle versus Arsenal 2 months ago. That was 2 months ago. Told you all then. We're not winning anything under this manager. Shout out to Brother Lee for the raid. Much love, my brother. Let's get to this esteemed panel before we start cooking this maniac. Brother Abs is in the building. Waffle TV is in the building. We've got Line Text. Brother Kyle Walsh Gunner is in the building. Abs, how you doing, brother?
Man. Same. I'm here. I know what's going down today. I'm here for it.
Brother Line Text, always good to see you, brother. I saw your monumental roasting session last night. I sat in the cut and watched it last night.
Not too bad, Matty. Just had to let off a little bit of steam yesterday. It wasn't even really a rant yesterday. I was just talking. You know what I mean? So it's just one of them. But yeah, it's good to be here, Matty. We need to cook this club, man, because it deserves it.
And as always, the Irish Volcano is in the building, ready to unload. The master,
Brother
Kyle
Matt.
Walsh, is in the building. What's up, brother?
Brother Matt, thanks very much for having me on your show. It's a pleasure as always. Big up the Abs and Line Tech and the panel to chat. I think it's time things need to be said, Matt. Truth and facts need to be spoken. And I'm here for it tonight because we all care for this club. And this club is going nowhere fast, brother. It's a sad, sad story. So let's get stuck into this and let the facts be told.
All right, let's hop right into this right quick. Let's hop right. Some of y'all have already seen this, but we're gonna bring it back again for those who have not. For those who have not seen this, this list is the highest paid managers in world football. World football. Pep Guardiola, Manchester City, 20 million euros. Mikel Arteta, 15 million euros. Diego Simeone, Atletico Madrid, 10 million euros. And we're going to just go down this list visually. You can look at it for yourselves. Look at the who's who among managers on this list. And you tell me what persons stick out that don't belong here. This is an absolute disgrace, what we've seen this season thus far. We are unprepared. We are ill-prepared. We are short on numbers. And then you look, and I have to tell people, there's no savior coming through this door. I think Lee did a little bit of a stream yesterday. I caught the tail end of it last night, but he did something similar. Ain't nobody coming through these doors this year to save us. There's no savior coming. There's no ESAC coming. I'll tell you what is going on. City's just about got three deals done in 48 hours. Nottingham Forest is trying to bring in Douglas Luiz. And meanwhile, Arsenal's out there supposedly rumored looking at Rashford to come in on loan and pick up wages. When is the madness going to stop, y'all? When is the madness going to stop? We've got a clown who embarrassed us for the world to see. Everybody's been talking about it the last 72 hours about how stupid we look. We're playing against Newcastle the other day. And now all of a sudden, we've got Arsenal fans now deciding to wake up to stuff that we've been saying for the last 3 years. On record, by the way. On record. Let me tell y'all what's going to happen in this transfer window. We're probably not going to get Rashford. Wouldn't be surprised if it happened. We're probably not going to get him. The Kronk is going to cut the spigot off this time. They're going to pull the checkbook away from Arteta. You coach your way out of this. He has spent the money. The money has been spent. Oh well, they say, well, Matt, he needs funds. He needs funds. Okay, all right. Shout out to Brother Bance this morning for dropping this. I was so elated when you dropped this morning that I had to tuck it away. Market opportunities that we didn't take. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the names we could have bought. Look at the people. They always ask you the question, well, who would you buy? Who would you go out and get? Who's realistically available? Surely you can't get somebody to move. Look at these players out here. Whether you rate them or not, look, the players are there. But what did we do this year, y'all? Look down at the very bottom. Look at the players we spent our money on in the last couple of years. Look at that right there. One of them ain't even at the football club. He's so bad. We had to ship him off. Look where he's at. Look, right, $35 million for a player. That's on loan. On loan. We could just go down the list of players that's destitute at this football club. Zinchenko, Calafiore, who should be on that list too. We are in a mess. This is a crisis. This football team is upside down. Nothing's making any sense. They're telling you the new sporting director is supposed to be coming in. It's Ato. Him and Arteta are going to do a collaborative effort to go out and bring in transfers. Collaborative. Y'all hear that? That's one of the marketing words that Levy talking about all the time in terms. Collaborative. Meaning it's tag team. You do this, you do that, you do this. Yes, men. Thomas Rosicky better not show up at this football club. If you're watching this, Thomas, don't come. Stay where you at. We need, people keep talking about what is this football club that we need people that's going to hold people to the fire. This is aggravating, y'all. It's getting to a point now where it's getting aggravating. Each week, people are going to work. They're coming home. They just want to take some solace in their football club. They just want to say, you know what? I just want to enjoy Arsenal. Some people say I want to play my PlayStation 5. Some people say I want to watch Arsenal and enjoy. Can't even enjoy a good game of football anymore. Watch Arsenal. We can't even enjoy a good game of football. Basic passing. Kyle, basic passing. Left, right, simple, basic passing. Basic heading. Can't even throw the ball in. Basic football. This is where we at now. We can't even watch basic football. The game is so boring watching Arsenal. Everton just threw that manager out the door. They try to pick up. Let's give us something better to watch. You watch. I watch teams like Nottingham Forest. They're playing football over there. I have to watch other teams to enjoy football this year. Basic football. Basic. This manager has completely ruined this team and this crop of players. These are the players that he bought because we keep getting told that he had to inherit a bad team. He inherited a bad team. That's what they said. It's, oh man, look at the team he inherited. Look at the attitudes. Look at all this and that. And you look at the teams he's brought in. I mean, the players he's brought in, the players he's let go. There's not one person in this room that can't tell me in the last 2 years, Aubameyang could at least gave us 12 to 15 goals on a bad day. Anybody here want to take a bet on would we have a title or not if he was still in the team? He ran him out. You ran Lacazette out. He ran Ozil out. He runs anybody who has been around the block, who has seen success, who knows what it looks like, who knows how to get to it. He runs anybody out that's worth a damn. And then he wants to get these young players who haven't really done anything, and he wants to play on them mentally, psychologically. It's a narcissist. I got you to where you are. That's what he wants to do. It's me doing it. That's what he wants to do. That's why he gets players like Calafiore. He gets these players that are not good enough for the football club. Ivan Toney. Attitude problem, they said, gentlemen. And then you turn around and look at him. Have you heard anything about attitude in Saudi Arabia? Has anybody said anything about it? Has any of the sheiks came out and said anything about the attitude, gambling problems, any of this stuff? Not one single solitary word. I know what he is doing, scoring goals. He's doing something that Kai Havertz ain't doing right now. He's scoring goals. When we needed goals, nowhere to be seen. We spent top dollar across the board, gentlemen. Going to open up the floor. Abs, I know you're ready to unload. Sorry for the long monologue. Y'all know how I roll when we start these shows. The floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, thank you for having me as always, Matty, man. You've kind of said everything. Well, nearly everything, I suppose, that I could probably possibly ever say. But you know, the embarrassing thing about this, and we've probably even spoken about it as well, is that the way we lost to Newcastle the other day, and the excuses this manager had to come out with about the ball and stuff, whatever context it came out in, it's still embarrassing for our club, you know, because it's highlighted, isn't it? And you know, the media, they're gonna jump on anything, even a whisper, you know, from Arteta. But he doesn't help himself, and he doesn't help others within this club. And the players, to me, they come on, mate. You've coached football. I've coached football. I don't know about the guys here as well, whether they coach as well, but you can see when it's not all good in the camp. You know, they can do all the smileys when they're coming into the ground and, you know, getting asked questions of who's the funniest in the dressing room and all that. They can do all of that rubbish, yeah. But we know it's not all cool in the camp, yeah. We know we've got a dictator as a manager, and maybe my opinion doesn't count, but I've got people listening on your platform at the moment to my opinion, and they may think, you know what, maybe he's got a point, maybe he hasn't, but this is the voice now, isn't it? This is the platform, because we can't go to Arteta or the board and say, this is what we demand. We can only do it online, you know, right now. Or we can stand in front of the ground and shout and do all that rubbish, but I ain't doing that in -2 for a start. That's not what I'll be doing. But I went down to the ground on Christmas Day, yeah, and I just stood outside there, you know what I mean? And I just remember, I just had memories, you know, of, you know, good times. Times when we played good football. All right, we didn't win much, but we played good football, exciting football. Maybe not in the latter Wenger era, but there was times where we played exciting football. You were excited to go to the ground, you know, come out of the ground, you're happy, you know, game, you know, seeing the players happy, you know, the crowd happy. Right now, I don't know this team. I don't know this Arsenal right now. You know, I've been supporting Arsenal since 1986. Understand, yeah? I'm one of the old schools. Not Jez is obviously old school, but I'm old school, I would say. You know, I've seen this team, you know, go to Anfield, and I always keep stressing this, man. One of my best memories. You know, one of my favorite managers, George Graham. You know, and to see the club now, it's upsetting, man. It's upsetting. You know, we're always being linked to this player and that player, but we never get players over the line. It's almost like, you know, you have a product, and people will know about this in business, yeah, that you never make a product like 90%, because you're always gonna just keep playing about with it, updating this, updating that, and stuff like that. It's like Arsenal. It's like Arsenal's a project. You know, you bring in 3 good players, then you know what? We get close to the finishing line, and then do you know what? It's too much. And then next minute, we're selling 2 of those good players, and then we're just down to that one player, good player. And then it's resetting and resetting and resetting again. It's ridiculous, you know. The how we look on the world stage right now is an absolute joke. No Champions League ever. 2006 was the last time I saw this team in a European Cup final.
Almost 20 years ago.
Almost 20 years ago. No Premier League. No, I'm not entitled, but do you know what? Yeah, I'm entitled to have my say. You know, because I've seen us win championships, I've seen us do well. But now it's almost like we're scared. We're scared to go up against this Liverpool team. You know, we've got Forest, Matty. Forest are level on points with us. And I tell you now, Matty, if they win this league, yeah, we cannot say nothing to them. 2 Champions Leagues, yeah, 2 European Cups they have. And if they win this league, oh my gosh, there's going to be trouble. But I'm saying my little piece right now and take it away, whoever needs to go on, man.
Brother Kyle, right here. You see it right here. The brother, I lost. Here we go. Shout out to Will. Isak was only 15 million when you could have signed him. I'll read it to you because I know you get the glasses. I'll read it to you.
Yeah, that's true.
Says Arsenal didn't activate Alexander Isak's release clause because they thought it was above his market value.
Yeah. Typical Arsenal.
What about Kai Havertz's value?
Yeah. Jesus. It's a joke, Matty. Club is a joke from top to bottom, and it has been for many, many years now. I just continue on from what Abs was talking about. You showed a diagram there a few minutes ago, Matty. £15 million a year Arteta is on. The second highest paid manager in world football. Let that sink in, folks. Let that sink in. So he gets 15 million a year. He's rewarded 15 million a year for failure. Because that's what this is. This is failure. They talk about process, trust the process. They're talking about a project. What project? What process? I don't see anything going forward. We're going backwards than forwards. And I'll tell you something here. This same clown has spent 800 million on this squad of players that we have at the moment. And I might go on a little bit here because I need to say things. I need to get things off my chest.
Jay, go ahead, brother. We're going to be here for a while. Go ahead.
Yeah. Matt, Abs, Line Tech. We're Arsenal. True and true. The blood runs through our veins. And I am like Abs, supporting this club since 1986. So I'm one of the old school ones as well, Abs. And from what I see on the pitch, representing our once great club, it's an absolute joke. £800 million in. And I'm going to name out the players that are not good enough to wear the red and white. Calafiori, Tomiyasu, Kia War, Shevchenko. Let's go into Jorginho. Thomas Partey. People are saying that he's the best player we have this season. Then Arsenal in a worse position than what I actually think we are. If Thomas Partey is our best player. If we're relying on Thomas Partey, we are in serious bother. Declan Rice. £105 million player. He's not even a £30 million player. Never mind a £105 player. He's English. He represents England. And he's overhyped, like all the English are. So let's calm it down here a bit. Declan Rice ain't no world beater. Let's get that straight up there now. Kai Havertz, useless. J.S. Lewis, Martinelli, Trossard. These players are not good enough to win us a league title or a Champions League. Not good enough. They can't even win us a Carling Cup or a Carabao Cup, whatever you want to call it, or an FA Cup. Because let me tell you all something here tonight. Manchester United will beat us on Sunday. That's a fact. Come back to me on Sunday night. That's a fact. We haven't got the balls when it comes down to us. I'm sick of it. 800 million. And look at the state of the players I've just called out. It's a disgrace, Matty. Line take. It's a disgrace. This manager have no idea. He's clueless. Players are afraid of their life of him. He's like, as I say, the players, they might be an out switch. Because this Arteta fella is narcissistic. It's his way or it's nowhere. And players are not allowed to express themselves. They have to do what he tells them to do. It's a power trip. The man is on a power trip. He's like a school teacher. He's on a power trip. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Arteta, but come down off the power trip because he ain't that fucking good. This man, by the way, Matty, is that being full power to Arsenal Football Club.
Strong
power.
More than Wenger.
More than Wenger. For what? Why is he getting all these awards? What's going on? The best PR team in the world he has behind him. The fan base, most of the fan base, idolizes him. You can't say nothing about it. Now, let me get something straight here now on my camera. I posted a video yesterday, and a certain individual who's probably looking here tonight made a comment. And as I said to him, I replied back to his comment, and I said to him, because I know he's Irish, so I know he's from Ireland. And I just said to him, if you're ever in Wexford, Enniscorthy is the name of the town where I live, give me a shout and I'll meet you face to face. Because, Matty, this is what we're up against, brother.
Yeah.
Arseholes. They don't like being told the facts. They don't like being told the truth, so they come out threatening people, calling people names. Cowards. And Arteta's a coward. So these clowns are cowards as well. It's a disgrace, Matty. You go across to the Emirates Stadium, cost me €600 or €700 for a game. You're going in there, you're paying £16 for a hot dog. Another 16 quid for a pint. It just don't make sense to me. And then this man comes out, he starts complaining about footballs.
Yeah.
It's the same football that Newcastle United used, isn't it?
Hey,
am I missing something?
Eddie Nketiah scored with it.
It's Matty, 32 years ago since we saw us lift up the Carabao Cup. Me and Labs are lucky enough. We saw Arsenal lift up two league cups in 1987 and in 1993. Since then, we haven't won one of those Carabao Cups. 20 years since we won an FA Cup. Or, sorry, not 20 years. 5 years ago since we won an FA Cup. 20 years ago, 21, 22 years since we won a Premier League title. It's a joke, mate. 2006 in the European Cup final. That's almost 20 years ago.
20 years ago, yeah.
And we're supposed to be the third biggest club in England.
And these are major, Kyle, these are major trophies you're talking about.
Major trophies, man.
Yeah.
And what does Arteta turn around and do? He says he won two shields.
Two
community shields. Would you fuck off? The other thing is too, man. I said, Matty, you know this. Abs, line take. I let you see all of the secrets. Matty, what did I say to you at the beginning of the season? I said
Halloween.
It's over by Halloween.
Halloween.
And it's over by Halloween. And the fans out there might think that we're going to win the FA Cup, or we might come back and beat Newcastle and go on and win the Carabao Cup. I've got a newsflash for you. Not happening. It's not happening. under this manager, under this ownership, we are winning nothing.
Nada.
That's a fact, gentlemen. Because not only is the ownership not good enough for the club, the board are not good enough for the club, the management are not good enough for the club, and 70% of the fucking squad are not going to get you over the finish line. Being captained by the worst captain in Arsenal football history, Odegaard, which is a joke in itself. If you're in the trenches and you look to your right and you see Odegaard standing beside you, you're in serious bother, gentlemen. Serious problems. Matty, I'm telling you now, this club is rotten to the core.
All the way down.
This is not being solved anytime soon. And I see some people thinking that Arteta might walk away at the end of the season. He's not walking away from a £15 million a year job. So, gentlemen, book it up because we have him for another 2 or 3 years. And we're going to be winning nothing.
Line text.
I can't lie, man. I just had enough of this club, bro, man. I've literally, like, mentally have just checked out, bro. Like, I don't understand why this manager's still here. Like, I keep asking that question in my head, like, why is he still here? Because, like we've been saying it for the longest, yeah, about Newcastle. As soon as that draw happened, I was just like, oh my days, like, why did we have to get them? Like, we always lose to Newcastle as well, fam. You know what I mean? I wanted Tottenham personally because I knew that we could beat them. You know what I mean? That was the one game that I thought, you know what, we're guaranteed that we'll beat them 100%. But Newcastle, I'm like, nah, they're all wrong for us. And since we got the draw, I've religiously been watching Newcastle just all the lead up to this game. And I've been saying the whole time, yeah, look at the way they move the ball. 1, 2, 3 touches, they're cutting through teams. They've been slapping up everyone. They slapped up Man United. I saw that game and I was just like, oh my days. They're going to cut through us, bruv. Because the way they were cutting through Man United that day, I was just like, this is going to be long, bruv. And then they've done the same thing to Tottenham. And then they've done it to us, bruv. You know what I mean? And the goals as well, man. The first goal, the defending was... I don't even know what that was, fam. I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know what that was, bruv.
Schoolboy. That was schoolboy defending. That was piss poor defending.
Bruv, like, how has he just got the whole freedom of the box, you know? Isak, you know.
Hold on
Right.
a second. Not to cut you off right quick because Banter relate to this since he was a coach as well.
Mm.
Any coach knows that first goal, the defending on that was so easy. All you had to do is just drop back. When I saw it, I was just like, "Are you serious?" Because the defense, all you have to do is
that's what I said.
Just give him a few feet, and then if you look at Odegaard on the play, Odegaard's back turned to the player. Now, what are you taught as a player? Your eyes is always on the player. You can't defend if he's behind you. You need to be behind him. That's proper defending. This is why I said the basics.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it feels like we just can't even do the basics, man. And that just comes down to the manager, bro. This guy, he's an enemy of football at this point. He really is, man. The player killer. You know what I mean? I call him Arteta Numpsy. You know what I mean? Because he's just killing all the players off one by one, bruv. Until we have no one left, bruv. You know what I mean? Like, I just want this manager sacked, fam, because I'm not even wasting any more time on this guy, bruv. I just want him gone. And in terms of Man United this weekend, boy, if we don't win that, fam, yeah, then, God, then this season really is over, fam. And I'm telling you this now, it's over if we lose on Sunday. You know what I mean? Because we ain't winning no Premiership, and I don't care what top gooner wants to come out and try and convince me otherwise. It's not happening. Nottingham Forest have a better chance than us. They play better football. They've got a clinical strike. Chris Wood, you know, is balling out, you know. You know what I mean? Chris Wood, you know.
Watch their winter transfers. I keep telling y'all, watch their transfers.
Right.
Their transfers going to tell you a lot.
Well, I can't wait to see what they do in the summer when flipping Edu is there buying proper players, and then we'll see who the problem really is, fam. You know what I mean? And the problem is the manager, fam. Get me? And the Cronkies as well, because it's your... I'm looking at you as well, yeah, because it's your job to sack him, bruv. That's your job. That ain't Arteta's job. That's your job. Sack him, because he ain't going to fucking walk. Because he's too shameless, bruv. Man's talking about winning 2 charity shields. Bruv, I swear, yeah, this is the question I asked the other day on my live, yeah. Can you remember any manager throughout the whole time you lot have been supporting Arsenal, yeah, ever claiming the charity shield as part of their collection of trophies, like actually bragging about it?
No.
Because I don't remember Wenger ever saying it. George Graham, I know he did not say it because he's not that type of guy. And I don't know about the managers in the past, but I'm pretty sure they didn't flipping claim that.
You want to hear something funny?
This manager's lost the plot from.
You want to hear something funny? I'm gonna tell you how highly thought of the community shield is. When you play FIFA, it's not even in your major on the major trophy mantle. It's off to the right.
How embarrassing is that, though, Matt? How embarrassing is that?
Right now, he's not even seeing trophy on the game.
How embarrassing is that, though, when our manager only came out 2 weeks ago and told the whole world, "Oh, you forgot, I also won 2 community shields." How embarrassing is that? This is Arsenal Football Club we're talking about.
He's a desperate man, Kyle. He's a desperate man.
He's desperate.
He's like Tony Montana. Tony Montana, the wall started closing in on him, and we all know how it ended.
Yeah.
This is what this meant. The walls are closing in. The knives are getting sharpened. They're getting sharpened.
Like I said, it's the beginning of the end, fam. When managers start acting like that, yeah, you know it's his time's up. His time's up. I think he knows it. He's just trying to flipping do this narcissistic bullshit of trying to blame everything else other than yourself. You want to blame the ball. The same ball that Newcastle were passing the ball perfectly fine with, by the way. Scored 2 goals. Perfectly good goals. It's not the ball's fault, yeah, why we could not finish. It's not the ball's fault, yeah, why Kai Havertz, yeah, missed that unbelievable chance here when he closed his eye and he ended up in the fucking goal. How was that possible?
I mean, I had
how was that the ball's fault?
Yeah, the ball. He missed the whole goal. He falls into the net.
When that happened, I was just like, yeah, just lock this off, bruv. Just lock this off.
65 million. We all sat there last year. Everyone on this panel sat there last year with Jez and Tony included. We all sat in Darren and Warren. We all sat on that show the beginning of the year last year, and I said, this will be the hill he dies on, this Kai Havertz. It's been the absolute all-time. Long as I've watched Arsenal, I've seen some bad transfer. This is the all-time greatest, worst transfer I have ever seen in my Arsenal supporting life. This Kai Havertz deal. This Kai Havertz deal it has cost us, it's going to keep costing us, and it's going to keep costing us over and over and over. I know people are going to say, well, he wasn't meant to be a striker. That's part of the problem. The fact that we got to play him as a striker, that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. And somebody brought it up, and I think I started. Yeah, here we go. Shout out to the brother Buddha. Arteta loves to recycle players from other clubs like Chelsea, Man City, and now with United. Brothers, we all bro. When did this start with Arsenal buying all these other folk hand-me-down players? Hand-me-down players. Anybody got brothers and sisters? Y'all know what it is. Whoever at the bottom get the hand downs. Shirt with a hole in it. You know, a shoe worn a little bit. The hand-me-down. That's what Arsenal get. Arsenal get the hand-me-downs. After they've done the success at where they was at, then we bring them in here on the way out. The only person that had enough sense to get out while he could was William. William looked at that manager. He said, "Oh no, I've heard this before. He out of here." Hadn't heard anything from him since. Granted Xhaka. He won't say it out loud, but he even looked at the situation. I'll go somewhere else. What happened? We all know the story. This man is a megalomaniac. He is a megalomaniac.
Maz, I just want to jump in there and say this to you. I have a contact who was able to tell me a few things that came through. So I know that the information I guess is quite good. He was able to tell me about Sterling going to Arsenal before I was even mentioned. And look what happened. So that's just an example. This man also told me that we will be buying no striker this January. Kai Havertz is the main striker for Arsenal Football Club for this season. Now, what happens in the summer is another story, but I know from the information I'm after getting, we are buying no striker this month. Not happening.
Welcome to the panel, brother Darren.
Good evening.
I know you went to the game this past week, right? Did you go to the game?
No, the last game I went was Crystal Palace at home in the Coca-Cola or Carabao Cup, whatever they call it now.
Yeah, we know it's Coca-Cola and the Garland. Yeah, we know it is. Yeah. What did you make of that piss poor display on Tuesday night?
Well, it was a complete disaster, wasn't it? You know, it was like the inevitable. A lot of people were predicting this. You know, when we did shows with other people like Jez and Kenny Ken and people like that, we were all saying that Newcastle was going to be a defeat. Really, everyone was sort of knew what was coming next, and you know, Isak and Gordon out wide and Isak up the top. You know, he's a combination that is young. It's not too young. It's fit, agile, and everything that Havertz isn't. You know, when you compare Isak and Havertz, Isak is like a skier. He's got a bit of slalom about him. His body shape, and you know, when the ball comes to him, he can quickly do something. But with Havertz, it's like he's a concrete fence post propping up a fence. He's just stagnant. He's static. He's very clumsy. Some of the goals he's scored this season, to go back and look at them, they make me feel ill. I mean, I think he got one against Ipswich or another team where it's like a Donkey Kong sort of body shape that he's got, where the ball come into him, maybe he's got big feet like Kana, and the ball will just get whipped in and it'll just bounce off his shin, a bit like what Drogba used to do, but Drogba had the more finesse about him, and it was a lot better than Havertz, let's be honest. And it was just so predictable, you know. And what makes me so angry and annoyed is you go and look at that game. We had a chance to be 2-0 up and put that to bed. You know, we had Timber, who had a header from about 6 yards that went over the bar. And then Martinelli went straight through the middle, took his shot. All right, you can't fault him. He took his shot, and maybe he could have squared it to Havertz or someone else. But at the end of the day, they had two great chances to have gone 2-0 up earlier in the game, and then Newcastle may well have got their London form and folded on us. But because the atmosphere around the camp, the club, the ground is, and the supporters now, this support that Arteta had, this wild hippie style cult, is sitting there and it's not making any noise anymore. Remember when Edu did his interview when he says Arteta's got to transmit to the fans as long as he makes everyone happy in the ground and transmits to the fans? Well, that's no longer happening because these wild and wacky fans who love Arteta are going in that stadium, and in here they know he's not the man. They know he's not the real deal. They know he's not going to win any trophies. You try sitting down for 90 minutes and in your heart and soul know that this bloke is not going to deliver for your football club. You try getting up and shouting and singing that stupid song they sing about him, right? They're not doing it anymore. Yeah, the show is coming to an end. The curtains are about to close. And those curtains will be closing a little bit more on Sunday when we're playing Man United, because I'm telling you now, they've got a winger who's playing incredible stuff. He's scoring goals and fantastic goals at that, not just tap-ins. The bloke can do something out of the ordinary. And don't be surprised on Sunday if Ahmad does a trick and stitches us right up. Right? That's on the cards. But, you know, I just can't see how we're going to beat Man United on Sunday. I've got like about a 15 or 20% confidence levels we might be able to nick a win. And Man United have done it to us before. They like beating us at our ground in the FA Cup. 3-1s they've done. You know, I think this is... And then if we lose, I'll be there on the following Wednesday at home to Tottenham. I'll be in the ground for that one. I'm considering making myself a nice little laminated card, Arteta out, and sticking it in my back pocket. And that will be coming out in the ground because the cameras and the media and everyone need to see Arsenal supporters in the ground actually saying this is the time for Arteta to go, because, you know, we're in January and our season's nearly done. It's nearly over. 6 points behind Liverpool. They've got a game in hand, which is going to be 9 points. We're sort of, you know, not firing on any cylinders whatsoever. We're drawing for fun. We've drew against 3 bang average teams, right? Your Brightons of this world, you know. And if we'd have won them games, we'd now be neck and neck with Liverpool. If we'd have won those 3 last games that we drew, right, forget Ipswich, but the 3 other games that we drew we could have won, we'd have had 6 points more from them games and we'd be right on Liverpool's shoulder now, in it. But that's the difference between success and failure. I had a roofer this week come and do a bit of work with me, right? And about a year ago, he was Arteta in and, oh, yeah. And I said, he's got to be sacked, mate. And he looked at me like I was off my head. You know, what do you mean Arteta's got to be? This time, I've met up with him this week and he's gone, oh, what do you think about the football, Darren? You know, Arsenal. So I said, he's got to be sacked, isn't he? And he knew exactly what I was talking about. The tide is turning. People are on Facebook and they're saying, right, yeah, well, I've had enough now. I've supported Arteta all this time. No, I'm not doing it anymore. I've had enough. That's it. It's time for a change. It can't keep going on. So if we lose against Man United, and this is emotionally very difficult going to the North London derby, being in the ground, because you never want to lose to Tottenham, and I don't want to lose to Tottenham. But at the end of the day, if it is going to happen, then I'll be taking full advantage with a little laminated little poster like this. I'll be holding it up, Arteta out, and I'll be walking outside the ground with it afterwards and showing it all about, because people have got to know the reality of it. We can't, as supporters, let this keep going on. It's got to stop.
Look at this right here. I'm coming over to you in just a second, Ola. Look at this right here. Man, I was at the local Toyota dealership today in Pensacola, Florida, and was told by a teenage kid that Arsenal is shit because I had on my Arsenal beanie. This is an American. I guess I don't see the other part. He's just telling me we are shit. Let that sink in. He's going probably getting his oil changed or whatever. My brother Jason. And a teenager. You know why that child's telling him that? Because that's all he's seen. Arsenal be shit for the last couple of years. That's why he's telling them that. And that's a representation of what Edu, Arteta, Kroenke, all of them, the red cartel crime syndicate has done to this football club. That's in America. Like something like you would think you'd probably get over there where y'all at. Somebody walking and say that. No, this is in America. And he's down in Pensacola, Florida. This football club has major issues. Ola, welcome to the panel, brother.
How you doing, my bro?
Jez, what's going on, brother? Normski, appreciate y'all just all y'all filing right at the same time. What do you make of that mess you saw the other night that we watched together, Ola?
Big up to everybody on the panel, by the way. Jez, I see you, Normski. Big up yourself, Darren, Lion Tech, Abs, Kyle. Salute to every single one of you, bro. It's just pain, bro. That's the word, bro. Pain. And we said it before the draw. The mood Newcastle is in. Nobody wants to play them. I didn't want to play them, right? But as soon as we got them, I knew some you know, the type of it's even the type of performance that we put together, and some of the selection mistakes as well. From the manager, but everything is just lopsided with this manager, bro. It doesn't feel right. You're watching the game, and how many times did I say during the match, man? We playing like there's no plan. We're just freestyling our way through this game. And when you're doing that to a very, very drilled and informed team like Newcastle, you're asking for trouble. You're asking to get done over, and that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did. And I've had enough of it. I've been like Darren, I've been talking about Operation Save the Cup. We need to, like, Arteta shouldn't be walking into this United game because FA Cup means something to me. Carabao Cup, we ain't never won it. Not in the last 2 decades or 3. We ain't won it. So I can't remember the last time.
Was it 91, 93?
That was
87, 88.
It's been that long, bro. It's been that long. That's what I'm trying to say. Some of these kids that's cussing that brother in Pensacola ain't never seen Arsenal anywhere near no League Cup title. I told you about the one I went to in Cardiff against Chelsea. That was hogwash. Put out a bunch of kids on the fucking, you know, on the door of the final. And that was on the Wenger as well. So for me, this manager, the way he's been disrespecting cops over the years, this is not the first time like that we've been talking about him. Because for me, if we're taking them cops more seriously, even if he got knocked out of the last stages, he might have got a bit more credit in the bank. But because of the way he dismissed the cop earlier on in his takeover in this regime, and up until now, we're still seeing it. We're still seeing the way that, you know, it doesn't seem like he's ever going to get over the line of a cup tournament. And we've wasted so many, 10 different competitions since he's been here, and we get knocked out every single time. Sometimes in them we have to talk our tails out of the competition. It's so bad. So bad. Last time we got beat by Liverpool kids, right? So again, we're here, and Newcastle didn't even have their best midfielders in Bruno Guimaraes. They didn't have Fabian Schär. So we can't come out with excuses that we didn't have Saka or we didn't have this player or that player. We still had to go out there and get the job done. And it was just painful to watch. It was so bad. Yeah, they got me our character on that day there. Matty, you know, I was getting clipped all over the internet. It was crazy, man. It was bad. Um, yeah, it was rough, man. It was rough. But Arteta, for me, I've been saying it a long time, pass the baton, because he's already got the club. I'm not going to say, okay, he's done fuck all, because we over the years, even during Wenger times, was talking about, look, we want to be in the conversation of challenging. We want to be at the top table, signing some of the best players. We ain't really done that anyways. We ain't signed some of the best players that's going. They're going to other clubs. Chelsea buying them left, right, and center, right? So the problem that we've got is recruitment. It's not really been spot on. It's been half and half. They've not really done a proper job. There's always the last piece of the jigsaw for Arsenal, and they never go for it. They never go and get that last piece of the puzzle to make us a complete team, so we can really go and challenge. And I said, going into this year in second place, or at least within the space of second place, by the first day of January, if I don't see a yellow ticker saying that we signed somebody because of the December form that we had, then that's when you know the ambition of this ownership. That's when you know the ambition of this club. That's when you know the ambition of this manager. That's how you know what the people that are in charge of this club, what they're all about. And to me, they're not serious. It makes us look like not a serious club. And that's why we are catching hit. We're catching stray bullets. Every WhatsApp group that you're in, you're catching bullets. You go on any shows, you're catching bullets. On the streets, you're catching bullets. At work, you're catching bullets. Garbage man was giving me the bullets the other day. This man came to pick my wheelie bin, bro. It's a mad thing. Wheelie bin man is fucking yo. It's embarrassing, man. With the nearly men, every single season, every topic talking about we like Netflix. Like we can't. It's crazy. We can't get it done, and that's all down to this manager. And you said it, Matty, on one of the streams. You said this manager brought this pressure on himself. This is all down to him. He brought this on himself. We didn't do this to him. He wants to blame the fan. He wants to blame the fans. You know what I mean? He wants to blame the football. No, you brought this on yourself, bro. Yeah, and now you go fall on your sword. You got to fall on your sword. That's how I say it, man.
I'm glad you brought it up. And no, see, I'm coming to you, but while it's fresh, the audacity of this manager to come out after that game and take a shot at the fans for leaving the stadium. He knows no shame. This manager knows no shame.
He's more shameless than me, and I didn't think that was possible.
And if anybody want to jump in, y'all can. But I'm gonna say this too. I think that this manager, he's been emboldened so much that he thinks he's untouchable. This man thinks he's God walking around the facilities. He's untouchable. He thinks he's untouchable. I told somebody earlier today he's walking around like Frank Lucas in Harlem. And if anybody who don't know who Frank Lucas is, he's the biggest big time drug dealer that was in Harlem. Nobody messed with Frank Lucas. This is how Arteta walks around like he's a mob boss, as somebody stated earlier in the chat. Norski, what you had some time to decompress. What was your thoughts on that display this past week?
Bro, big up to the panel, everybody in the chat. Yeah, I was watching the game. I can't remember. I was on Rashid's show, and I was telling him I just sort of kind of sat there. I just thought to myself, "What am I watching?" Normally, I'm quite animated. If you've ever seen any of my watch-alongs, I'm quite animated. But on this occasion, I sat there and I said I was resigned that the way this team is going now, it's almost like reminiscent of Wenger days when when you start to fall apart and you start falling out all the competitions. That's how it's feeling now. Going into this game, was not confident whatever. Was not confident whatever in this game. I looked at Newcastle and I looked at Isak and I thought, this guy's going to score against us. This guy is going to score against us. I'm looking at the team and looking at our team. We're void of confidence, and I think the players now don't believe in what this manager is doing. You can see. You can see, evidently see, they don't believe in it. Arteta has literally ruined a lot of these players. Martinelli, The Martinelli that I knew, yeah, you know, the guy that came off of the streets and was just free flowing under Unai Emery. He's literally like a robot now, yeah. And that's down to the manager. Declan Rice playing with a broken toe. That's down to the manager. Because the guy's out of ideas, yeah, and this old versatile player, you know, playing players out of position. I said in other streams, once the system fails, yeah, everything goes wrong, yeah, he's clueless. Yeah, you can see evidently that Bukayo Saka, yeah, is the man, yeah, that's covering up Arteta's in terms of his way of you know, sorry, my boss. All right, sorry, she's a Liverpool supporter, by the way. Oh God. In terms of his coaching ability, Saka is covering that up because you can see evidently that without Saka, we're just a one-man team. We're an absolute one-man team. Trossard doesn't want to play for the club. He doesn't want to play for the manager. You can see that. Odegaard, this guy, you call himself a captain. This guy's not fit to wear the armband. Give it to either Declan Rice or give it to Gabriel Magalhaes. Yeah, because this guy, when he comes on that pitch, when he was out injured, everybody said he's the creative spark was missing him. He comes back for 2 games, we pick up a little bit. Since then, this guy has been a no-show, ghost of guard, whatever you want to call him. Yeah, in the games that he doesn't turn up, he's ducked out of tackles. He's so busy doing the arm waves and crowd cheering, and as we all know, the snot in the old hair, you know, to keep it all fixed in place. You know, Thomas Partey playing him at right back. You know what I mean? Miles Lewis-Skelly, who's probably been our best in terms of the left back, even though he's not even a left back, he's actually a midfielder. He's got it wrong in that department in terms of recruitment. You see, he's went and bought Calafiori, who's a left-sided centre back. He's brought in Bart Simpson, yeah, who played as a left-sided left back for Man City, but as an inverted. He's actually a midfielder. Why haven't you gone out and bought the right players? You're moaning about you're short in areas, yeah, but yet you're turning around in press conference and saying, no, we don't need a striker. It's almost like this guy is trying to provoke us. I don't know what he is. And he is what I call the protagonist. Yeah, it's all about him. You can't say nothing about him. He's the one that runs everything. He's the one. It's all about him. Just the way he was dismissing the reporters when they asked him about, you know, do you think that you know, you need to change your game a little bit, you know, because other people, pundits, have been talking. He said, what are you talking about? Like, you know, why are you saying that to me? This guy is not fit to be a coach for Arsenal. I've said this a long time now. This guy came in with no credentials in terms of managing a club. There's other managers out there that can do a 100% better job than this guy. This guy is being given £15 million to finish second twice. Yeah. The whole aim of the game is when you start in August and you finish in May, 38 games later, you want to see a cup being held over your head. Okay? It's called consistency. But this guy now, you're hearing the rubbish. I mean, I sent a text about Arteta blaming the board. The guy didn't believe me. I said, please go and look at the thing. He said, no, you can't be lying. I said, go and look. He said, even in his latest press conference today, he's talking about the ball again. What kind of manager who's managing a club, the third biggest club in this country, is talking like that? This guy is under pressure. Yeah. And when you're under pressure and you run out of ideas, you'll start saying foolishness. And this is what this guy is doing right now, right? And you've got other top gooners like listening to this rubbish. Yeah, the guy in his press conference turned around and said, you know, we've scored the most amount of goals in a calendar year. Well, what do you think the top gooners and all the mutants out there are going to hang on to? The fact that you scored a load of goals in a calendar year. But what has it got you? What has it got you? At the end of a calendar year, you ain't lifting the cup for scoring the most amount of goals. Yeah? You're playing in a season. As I said, you start in August and you finish in May. You challenge for the title. Twice we tried to challenge. The first, we bottled it. The second time, we fell short. And then you change it up completely from free-flowing football to pragmatic to handbrake football. has anybody, I mean, I'll ask you guys, has anybody, or have you seen anybody ask him why he's actually changed his style of play? Has anybody actually confronted him and said, Arteta, why have you changed your style of play? Why is it that you've gone into this season? Yeah, we hear it, PTSD, because, you know, he's frightened. He would rather go in and not lose a game. He'll try and win a game 1-0. Yeah. He'll try. Look, you saw that when we went to Brighton. How did that help us? How did that help us? We ended up drawing the game 1-1 because he didn't go and kill the game off. So the point is he's trying to be clever, and he's not clever, because now we're in a situation here where he hasn't got players because the players are dropping like flies, and he's having to work with a team that's short, but yet he's saying he doesn't need a striker. He even said, why would I need a striker? That ain't going to win us a league. This is what's coming from the manager. And fans will hold on to this, unfortunately. And if we say anything, oh no, we're negative. We're absolutely negative.
Here go your quote. Here go your quote right here, Normie. He's talking about this FA Cup ball. Maybe it will make a good difference. We adapt in the Champions League as it's different. See, now he's acknowledging the Champions League ball. He's going back to the Champions League ball. If you're relating to the question I got the other day about the ball and what I said, every ball is different. The Champions League ball is different. Different grip, different flight, different feeling. That's it. It's not an excuse. It's a reality. He said it's a reality.
Oh, my God.
Every pitch is different. Now he's back to going to the pitch. The
weather condition. Has he been speaking to Ty?
I can barely get it out my mouth for laughing. This is embarrassing, y'all. This is a manager making 15 million euros a year, second highest paid in the world. This is a clown show right here.
I told you the cops is more important than these managers and the excuse that is given, bro. The cops that we got at stake. Just listen to what he's saying here, right? And he's saying, look, how can somebody, you know what, I gotta hand it to him, because he's lying to us and telling us the truth at the same time.
Yeah,
that's what he's doing here, right? He's saying I'm not using it as an excuse, but he's using it as an excuse.
Yeah,
in the maddest way. He's just trying to switch it around. He's playing the whole rabbit and duck with this comment right here. Take it how you want it. That's exactly what he's doing here. But I'm too long in the tooth to be falling for this crap. What he's saying here. For me, he shouldn't be seeing these cup competitions that we're going in. Not the Champions League, not the FA Cup. He shouldn't be seeing the second leg of this Newcastle game. Right? Go get us a manager that can really get us over the line in one of these cups.
But Ola, you know when you say that, what they people say, well, who are you gonna get? And that's why, as Lee Gunner said, what you do, you flip it. I flipped it to another guy the other day. I said to him, okay, then, if you don't think we can find another manager, what if Arteta, because he did come out and say that, you know, he doesn't feel at the time when he failed, he said, maybe I'm not the one for the job. I may need to walk away from this. So if you do walk away from this, and I said to him, right, okay, if he walks away from it, who would you go for? He goes, maybe Ancelotti.
That's your answer.
But yeah, if you say to him, if you say to the people, oh, we need to get rid of Arteta, who are you going to get? Ancelotti. No. He managed Everton. Look what he did with Everton. So these guys, the fans are in denial. Yeah, the fans are in denial. Arteta is in denial. Yeah, and these players have got to go out on the pitch. Yeah, some of the listen, man, Sleeper must be fed up with this rubbish, because I'm telling you, after watching that game the other night, Sleeper must have been, what am I? All right, listen, the defending wasn't brilliant, but what I'm trying to say, the way we play football, it's got to be the most boring football I've seen out of all the teams. I watched Wolves and I watched Nottingham Forest on Monday Night Football, mate. That's what I call old school football. Yeah, old school football. All we see with that's why when you look at Park accuracy in their half, it's always up in the high 90s, because all we do is knock the ball around at the back. And by that time, the players are back in their formation. If say, for instance, Rare gets the ball, I'm always saying, Rare, when you get the ball, throw the ball that quick. Why are you waiting? And now the man is playing almost like a extra player out on the pitch now, because he spent half his time now outside of the 18-yard box. But literally everything is just slow. Everybody's able to get back. They can't get behind players. They can't get behind the players or nothing like that. It's everything's in front of them. I think some pundit was saying the other day, I think it was Sol Campbell. Obviously, he was on, I think it was AFTV, and he was saying, like, that's fine. I love that. Do it all day long. You're playing in front of me. I'll defend that. But if you put a ball over the top around me, I don't like that. But yeah, and I'm sure the players would have heard it. Arteta would have heard it, but because he's so stuck in his ways and stubborn. Yeah, and it's all about him. We're going to get this rubbish. It's going to get served up to us, and unfortunately, the fans are being sucked into his mansion. I mean, there's one thing I want to just read there. He goes on the difficulty of turning a club's fortune around mid-season. We know there's a problem right now mid-season. He's saying, how are you going to turn it around? So every manager, he says, when he's appointed, is for a season, but the season can be different. Sometimes it's just to improve a football team and get more performance out of a certain players. Sometimes it's to transform to the football club. That's totally a different dimension of a job. And if I have to relate to mine at the time, it would be more towards the previous one I mentioned. So what he's essentially saying is that when he first took over Arsenal, he had to get them to a club where stuff was going on and he had to sort the rubbish out. We're not at that state now. The reporters asked him about the state of the club now, and he's decided that he's going to go back to what he did there. So he's almost saying, well, look what I did. Look what I did back then. No, that's not relevant to what you're doing now. But you see how he's twisted it? You see how he's twisted it? This guy loves to twist things and does everything's about him.
Can I?
The story's not going the right way. He has to switch it back around, so it's all about him. Focus on him.
Can I just mention a couple of things?
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Darren was talking when he had his mic. You muted, Darren.
Yeah, when you say these people, and I've heard them all, you're right. They all say Arteta tidied up the mess. Well, my question is, where's the Lucas Torreira in midfield now then? Because we ain't got a ball with. All right, we've got Declan Rice, but that's not enough. You know, you need more than one Declan Rices in the midfield. And we ain't got it. I don't get this bit about Arteta tidied up the mess that was left from behind, because now I feel like we're in a bigger mess.
We actually are. Vance, what you was going to say?
Yeah, there's a couple of things significant for me about this team, about this mentality of this team. I remember, what was it, last season where, and it's just two things I'm going to mention. I remember last season where I think we were leading in the table and City were just horrible. I can't remember if it's this last season or season before, but
it was the first half of the season. It was in the first half.
Yeah, I think we had to play them in the FA Cup.
Ourselves.
And Arteta went with a weakened team and they beat us that game. And that turned the whole season around. We were never the same after that game. Fast forward it to this season now, and this will always stick with me to the end of this season, where we went down to 10 men against Man City, last kick of the game. Before the corner gets kicked, Saliba's pumping his hand like we've won the game. That, for me, you would never see Tony Adams or Steve Bold doing that. Yeah? Not in a million years. So that, to me, tells me there's an arrogance about our team that over the last two seasons, we got too comfortable. Yeah. Okay, we were second, we were playing good football, and you know what, we were nearly won. Yeah, we nearly won the titles. But just because we've had those two good seasons doesn't mean we don't need to kick on this season. Doesn't mean that we don't need to improve from those last two seasons. And this is where I think is one of the big problems with the management and the owners, is that they're just happy just to be comfortable.
Yeah.
While we want to be outside of our comfort zone. And that for me is a big indictment on the owners as well. And if we're gonna continue in this cycle, then guys, be prepared. Yeah, because it's gonna get very, very, you know, you know what? I'm already hearing about in the grounds as people having little punch ups and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's gonna get worse than it has before. And you know what? If that happens, it happens, isn't it?
Jez, brother, what we've talked about it, and you've marinated on it. This display that we've seen, and also the stuff that you heard come out of this foolish manager's mouth today. And what's your thoughts on all this,
mate? I think it sums it all up when you got a manager comes out with bullshit talking like that. That says to me he's clueless, he's lost it, he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's going to make excuse after excuse after excuse. And, you know, I'm just having a little debate there with a guy in your comments.
He's out here.
This is the problem we face, right? This is the problem. All the time you have these arse-white fans that will accept failure. He'll still be here. It will only take, and I said this the other day, it will only take the fans that start to turn that will get him out, because the club will accept it. The management will accept it. The arse-white fan channels will accept it. They will make excuse after excuse. And we know who I'm talking about. I don't have to mention names. That they will talk about it for every day, and they will make an excuse because they don't know the club. They don't know what really this club is about. I mean, that little person in your chat, oh, I've been supporting since George Graham. Whippy do. Whippy do. Good luck to you. Well done, fella. George Graham won stuff. Right? Arsene Wenger, in his early years, won stuff and then got complacent, got too much power crazy. And this is what we've got now of Arteta. He has too much control. And that is always a bad thing. It is not good. It's a dictatorship. And that's what we have with Arteta. He is a dictator now. He will get in the players that he wants who are yes men. He will not get in players that will challenge him. But I honestly think you are seeing, in my personal belief, certain players are now starting to get seriously pissed off. Trossard, quite clearly, not interested, turned down a contract.
Yep.
Year with an extra year added on. Not interested. If we do not win anything this season, you're going to see the likes of Saliba, Gabriel saying, I've had enough of this. Right? We saw it with Van Persie. Right? He didn't like the ambition of Arsene Wenger. We saw it with Fabregas. Walked out the door. Went to Chelsea. I mean, Ashley Cole, one of the greatest players in defence I've seen at Arsenal, and I've seen quite a bloody few, walked out the door, didn't like what he saw. It's got to come to an end somewhere. And unfortunately, it will come back to the horror days of 2014, 15, right? When the fans were turning on each other. I mean, I question a manager when he starts to blame the fans for leaving early. When you start doing that, Arteta, you're going to get a punch in the face because the fans will eventually say, fuck you. And once the fans do that, now, the man is a coward. He's an abject coward. If he had any problems the other night, right, he would have walked out down to the North Bank and stood there in front of those fans and taken the abuse he was getting, along with his team. He should have dragged them down there and said, "You fucked up tonight, boys. You go and talk to this lot. You go and talk to them. Make the excuse. And tell them what you did wrong."
He ain't that sort of manager, Jez. He's got
he's
got no accountability whatsoever.
I know that. I'm just saying, this is what, and I totally agree with everything you're saying here, right? That this is the level of his arrogance, right? The man is an arrogant prick, and he will take it. He doesn't care about the fans. He doesn't care about what the opinions are. He will bullshit, right? And all the time, you've got people that, like in your chat tonight earlier, yeah, is an absolute arsehole. They will accept it. How can you stay? And his comment, that guy's comment, right? Right? I watched George Graham. I've supported since George Graham. Great. You've seen Arsenal win major trophies, many trophies, I mean, right? The last time we won a European trophy, our second one. Yeah. And you accept this? You accept this? You're happy with this? Why? What is the magic about this manager? If you could even call him that. Personally, I'd call him a fucking toilet cleaner. That's about the level that he is. Right? I mean, yeah, James, you go and support Spurs, fella. Right? I doubt you've ever been to games, you know, to be honest. You're an absolute arsewipe. But, you know, carry on, fella. You can take the piss out of me all day long, but I'll rip you a new one every day and twice on a fucking Sunday. Because I've been there, seen it and done it. I've stood on the terraces and been there and got managers out of this club. Terry Neal. I went up to Islington Town Hall, right? And was one of the crew that got him out. We actually had, you know, a protest. And he went. And then the club improved itself. And then it's gone into another dip. And then it improved itself. And then it's gone into another dip. And at the moment, we're capitulating. We were in free fall with no sodding parachute. To this manager, if anybody honestly thinks we're going to achieve greatness, you are absolutely deluded. We are in a mess. And it's going to get worse. And it's going to get worse under this bloody current management. And I actually understand to a point now why Edu got out. Why he got out. Because I think the poor guy was actually saying, well, look, yeah, and I'm not saying he didn't make some dodgy deals. He made some bloody poor signings. But it was Arteta in the end that was calling it. And he started to panic, in my opinion. Right? He got in people he'd worked with. Sterling, he got in Jesus, right? Zinchenko. People he knew that weren't going to question him. They were going to go along with him because he's given them a second lease of life, right? Why did he get rid of Aubameyang? Why did he get rid of Guendouzi? Because they questioned him.
They had character.
Yes, they had bollocks, right? They had bollocks that would stand up to him and say, no, I don't like this. I'm not happy what you're doing. And out the door they went. We all know what he did to Aubameyang, right? Put him into a separate, totally away from London Colney, put him into a general bloody sports centre to train. Nothing to do with the club. How disrespectful is that? And we all know, every one of you here right now, and everybody in that chat right now knows Aubameyang told Arteta, fuck you. That's why he turned up for the North London derby. He said, up yours, fella. I don't like what you do with me. I don't want to play out in the left wing. That's not me. And he told him straight, bollocks. But Arteta wouldn't have it because he has too much power. It's now a bloody dictatorship. And I'm sorry to tell you, gentlemen, right? It's going to get worse, a lot worse, before it gets better. And that's me.
Carl, what's going on, brother? Glad that you was able to slip in here, brother. What do you make of Goon? What's going on, brother? We're gonna come. I'm gonna come to Carl, and we're coming to you.
Sounds good.
We're gonna open it up for a round for whatever everybody want to talk about. Carl, what was your thoughts on this past week, my friend?
I can't get my head around the situation. Okay, when managers step up to the press conferences, okay, you have to act with a level of decorum about you. Okay, if you moaned and whinged and complain about referee's decision, that's part and parcel for.
Hold on just a second. Can one of these mods put this James Scott out of here? I just banned him and he's still in here. I'm trying to figure out how is he still in here and I just banned him. Like, get this dude out of here. One of the mods, y'all get him out of here. Carry on, Carl.
As I said, when you come up to a press conference as a manager, you have to have a level of decorum about you. You know, if you're whinging and complaining about a decision made by VAR, that's part and parcel of football. Now, we've all seen it and it's just old news now. When you start coming out with crap like the ball moves differently in the game or that sort of lame duck excuse, that's how you piss off a fan base. What makes it worse, Matty, and the reason why I point you at the same thing is because obviously we are both New England Patriots fans.
Yep.
We had a player from our team that called out the fans saying, "Know your place." Arteta's words was kind of roughly around sort of the same sort of what he said. The one thing you don't do as a manager is call out the fans. They pay your wages, you entitled prick. And as a result, you're now causing more apathy than what you are togetherness. I hate to use that term of phrase. It sounds very cringy, but I'm sorry. This manager just can't cut it. I've said it for about 3 straight years now. He's just not it. The minute he bottled top 4 against Tottenham was the minute I knew, yeah, this manager is just not it. Absolutely not it. He's blown nearly close to £100 million over the last 5 years. Okay, I just want to say this, gentlemen. Okay, he's blown £135 million on goalkeepers and left backs alone, just in those 2 positions alone. You could have easily saved that money by keeping hold of the World Cup winner that is Emi Martinez, keeping hold of our most decorated player we had at our football club in the name of Kieran Tierney, and you could have got Danny Olmo, you could have got Dovbyk, you could have got Alexander Isaac, you could have got Elise, you could have got, there's 4 players I've just named there of pure quality to add to this front line, to add to creating so much, because Odegaard can't do jack. He simply can't. There's so much more different ways and means to work with this money. And Arteta's just blown it on defensive midfielders, left backs and right backs and so on. And near enough 90% of all our fullbacks are constantly flipping injured anyway. So he hasn't really addressed the issue at all. He's just making it worse and trying to put a square peg in a round hole. You know, I still don't understand why Thomas Partey keeps playing at right back. I don't understand it. It just makes literal no sense whatsoever. The last 3 or 4 games, Matt, he's been our best player in midfield by a country mile. And yet we're moving him out to right back, which just makes no sense to me. Havertz has, he had a purple patch, but the whole point of being the main talisman, the main gunman, is you were supposed to score goals on a consistent basis, like a Dennis Bergkamp, like a Thierry Henry, like a Robin Van Persie, like an Ian Wright. You need to be doing it on a consistent basis. He's not doing that. It's okay saying we're spreading the goals around, and that's all well and dandy. But at some point, you need a gunman who can actually finish off shots. And we've been screaming for this for as Jez said, since Aubameyang got kicked out the door in 2017. Why should we give this manager any more money of what he's done? He's got his squad You now deal with it. But over the last 2 years, we've been dancing through the raindrops when it comes to injuries. We've been very, very lucky to not have very sustained injuries over the last 2 seasons. Now the Piper has come knocking on our door. And now Saka's out long term. Odegaard was out long term, but he's flipping useless anyway. You know, if we lose Saliba, God forbid we're screwed if we lose Saliba. And I just think the way this season is going now, losing that game against Newcastle really irked me, but I didn't have the patience to come on to Northside's channel to vent my anger because I'm like, what's the point? All I'm doing is shouting into a void here. It's just not worth my time. And the fact now we have to play Man United this Sunday, we get knocked out by them in the FA Cup. Surely the fan base has got to look at this right now and go, yeah, maybe this manager is just not it. And I just can't fathom how much more we have to sit through this rubbish and understand that we know what we need. We can see, all 9 of us here on the panel, we can see with our own 2 eyes. We can see what we actually need.
Carl, you know what it's going to take? It's going to take this weekend, and it's going to take next Wednesday.
Villa, and it's going to take Spurs this weekend. Spurs and Villa.
Yep. No. Spurs. If we get out this week and we mess around here and either draw or lose to Spurs this week, that'll be it. That'll finally be. I think that'll finally be just about everything you need to go ahead and get it cranked up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've heard several people this week. People are turning, but see, me and Jez and Lee, we said this at the end of last season. Said people gonna find out next year because see, what did y'all hear at the end of last season? We're gonna come back and challenge. You telling me 2 second place finishes? You think you could come back and just overturn this team? And you had 2 chances to do it and you didn't do it? Nah, nope. No.
It's not so much as can they do it physically or with their creativity. It's all about mentally. You've had 2 bites of the cherry now and you failed both times. That's going to be nagging at you in the back of your mind thinking, you can't do this. You can't do this. And now the players are probably realizing now that they're trying to put it on the field, but they know deep down inside that this manager is holding us back. I look at Ethan and Wemry as an absolute talent. I look at Lewis Skelly, an absolute talent. I'm just scared that Arteta is going to ruin these 2 young prospects. I'm just scared of that because I think they are very, very good.
He ruins anything he touches. I mean, you just look at the players that that's come in, and he's ruined. Look at the players that were here when he got here. Martinelli, done. Look at Saka. He's on the shelf. This manager tears up everything he touches. It's like the Tasmanian devil. That's what I'm gonna start calling it, the Tasmanian devil. He just comes around, sucks everything up, and throws it out. Let's get Goonie in here before we have an open floor discussion. Goonie, how you doing?
Fella? I'm doing great. Good to see everyone. I'm kind of recovering from the Newcastle game, and as Maddie would know, I'm recovering from that Ohio State beatdown I had to go through about a week ago for the
might get one tonight.
Yeah. My Ducks didn't show up to the game, and same name, different sport. But anyway, I'm Carl said it there. We have a striker that can't even equal Robin van Persie, and he'd even play for us for half of his career. I mean, where to begin, right? I'm 7-8 player clear out again. It's just another merry-go-round. You know, the steal in our midfield's Declan Rice, who's playing left mids, CDM, sometimes center back. I see the talent being coached out of this squad, especially players like Saka, Rice, and Gabriel and Saliba. It's not going to happen to them because they'll just leave. But if Saka's going to have a long-term career Arsenal with Declan Rice, maybe Odegaard, that's not going to be good enough for the spine and the core of the squad. So already, guys, 7-8 player clear out. I can't compare to what Carl just said because that was absolutely 1,000% correct in every way, shape, and form. But and I know I'm late to the stream too, but you know what hasn't been said. We're simply not good enough, and the style of play is getting worse. We're regressing. We're not progressing. Yeah, on the table we're second. Blah blah blah. fantastic. But you know, and I know that's just papering over the cracks. So I won't be on too long, Maddie. I just want to say hello. Thank you for the invite to the show, of course. And I respect each and every one of you. And I know it's hard, especially for some of you older cats, you know, Darren, Normski, Jez, to really kind of be witnessing this. You know, I've been following the club 26 years, and I've, you know, a fraction of your guys' experience with this club, you know, combined. And I know, Kyle, you're upset. Lion Tech, shout out. Abs, I know you guys all have like sad faces. I mean, nobody's really, you know, up for. I mean, we don't even look up for it Sunday, right? Let's be honest. I'm still gonna predict a 2-1. I think we scapegoat that game, but I think at Spurs, I don't know. I think that could be the nail in the coffin, hopefully. And whoever wants to fly Inzaghi, call your billionaire friend and get him on a private plane immediately, because there's nobody else I really want at this point. I mean, Simeone, you know, but if Inzaghi is expressing interest, like I've heard today in the rumor mill, let's get the bloke on the plane. Anyway,
I'll take anybody outside Arteta. I'll take anybody. Right. I'll take Ray Charles from the dead outside of Arteta right now.
You can bring me the Ohio State head coach, University of Ducks head coach. It doesn't even matter if it's a different sport, but at least it'll provide some leadership direction, right? I mean, Arteta's blaming the fucking ball, guys. I mean, really, the ball. That's over the top ridiculous, right? That's just, what other manager could you even conceive would say such bullshit in the last 20, 30 years? I mean, it's just, it's done. He knows it's done. Get Inzaghi on a plane.
Let's open it up here. I've got a couple of things started that I had tucked away here.
I'll tell you what you want. Sorry, Matt, it's your chat.
Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
What you want? I'll tell you what. I'll be quite happy to drop out here and get that young lad on, James. Come on, James.
If James, I'll tell you what.
You took the words out of my mouth, Matt. Yeah, you took the words. Yeah, get him on.
James, if you want to come up, brother. If you want to come up, shoot me an email. We'll get you the link, bro.
Yeah. What does he mean by this brown American?
Put your case forward. Put your case forward. We want to hear your case.
Say you're trying to be racist without trying to be racist.
Come on and say actually say.
I just saw that, by the way. I just saw that because I'm up here trying to go through stuff on the back end. So I just saw that comment, by the way. Yeah, I'd be more than welcome to let him come up.
Let's see if he's got the bollocks to actually come on and say it man to man. I doubt he has. I doubt it very, very much indeed.
Keyboard warrior, isn't it?
Yeah.
Put your face on the camera.
Guarantee he's a Spurs fan. Guarantee. Guarantee he's a Spurs fan. Jackass. All right. Before we were so rudely interrupted by Mr. James the Jackass. This is going to be a name for the rest of the night. James the Jackass. Let me pull it back up here, gentlemen. Let me pull it back up here. Let me see. I delete. Oh man, I hope I didn't take it down. There we go. All right. Anybody can answer this? It said questions. If and when we lose to Manchester United on Sunday, does that get Arteta sacked, or do we need a second loss to Spurs this week as Wednesday as well?
I think we need to lose to Spurs as well, because if we go out against Man United, a lot of the fans and the pro Arteta lobbyists will say, yeah, but we're still in the league. We're still in the Champions League.
We're third in the Champions League.
I think Man United at home defeat ain't going to be enough. And you'll get the bigger fish to fry comments come out. But at least I never like going out of any competition or losing. The way I look at it is, I hope we win and then Arteta gets sacked and somehow we stay in as many trophies for the new manager to come in and maybe just get us a trophy this season. Sooner it happens, the better. That's why we don't have time. That's why he's got to go now.
Exactly, we're wasting time. That's the problem. We're wasting time. Literally, just sack him now, bro. Why are we even waiting for?
He's not going to be sacked. That's the problem.
Yeah.
We're stuck with him. I think we're going to be stuck with him for the next couple of years. I can't see Kroenke's getting rid of him. He's a yes man. He's on 15 million a year. He's not going to walk away from a 15 million a year contract. I think we're stuck with him, gentlemen.
Yeah, reality. That's the reality.
Yeah.
as much as we want it to happen, the reality is, yeah, you're finished fourth. You've done your job, Arteta.
Yeah.
He's told them that they're great owners. Of course, you're going to call them great owners. You're getting £15 million a year.
Yeah.
There's no pressure. There's no pressure on this guy. Yeah, and the only way this pressure will happen, just the same way when Wenger got pushed out the club. Yeah, you saw it because fans protested with their feet. Yeah, but this load of fans here, I don't know. He must have some sort of hold over these guys because it's just incredible. You can't say nothing.
I don't know what it is, bro. I
don't know what it is. And this James Scott guy, he seems like he's got 1,000 accounts.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. He got 50,000 accounts.
This guy, I don't know. He must be AI.
This guy, bro.
Yeah, he must be an AI guy because right now he's I don't know what he's on. Yeah, I don't know what he's on.
You know what? Let's just ignore him. Nobody even talks to him. Nobody talks to him.
He wants attention. Yeah. He wants attention. So you know what? Don't give him the attention.
His dad walked out on him when he was a little child.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Because when we're talking about him, he's loving it, bro. So let's just forget it and let's talk football, man. Because this guy, I don't know what
the thing is, though, yeah, it's quite simple. When for me, when you think about the whole issue with Arteta going, there's factors like key players because we have a spine in our team. Players like Saliba, I don't know, Partey, who else, whoever it is. If any of those players get injured, because you know what, we are going through a busy period now over the next 4 to 5 games. We've got big games. We've got Man United, we've got Spurs, we've got Villa, all in the space of 9-10 games. Yeah. So there's every possibility, yeah, that we can be out of the cups. We could be out of the league title challenge. And also as well, yeah, don't forget about City now, yeah, because City look like they're back on the rise now. Forest are doing their thing. Chelsea might decide, you know what, let's pull our finger out and start winning games again. And then all of a sudden, you might see us start to drop down the table. I don't think it's a given that we're gonna finish in the top 4 right now, because our strikers are not firing. We're not playing that good, and the more games we drop in and the more games we lose, our confidence is going to be shot. And we know, well, I'm hope we know that if this guy doesn't finish in the top 5 or whatever, then he has to go packing. He has to go.
I just don't see what other players he's going to bring in, right? That's the other thing too. Abs is like, if we fall out of these cups, it's like we fall down the Prem to 4th or 5th. What players are we going to attract? I know the money's a bit of attraction, but what do you guys think? Like, what players can we realistically get, Matty?
You know what? This goes back to last year when I kept saying that if we didn't get rid of the manager last year, the year before last, that we were going to find ourselves back in the situation we were when we was trying to go from 5th to 4th to 5th, when we was going from 4th to 5th. And now you've reset every single thing.
Yeah.
And this is why, this is when that happens, Goonie, that's when most of the fan base will wake up, when we were right back to where we were a few years ago. Well, we couldn't bring in anybody, and the excuses were, "Oh, you got to get into the Champions League,
right?
Then you got to go buy players." Then we were hearing that. Then you get into the Champions League, and nothing, and then you're seeing everybody else. You're seeing City today, three players. It's 72 hours. They've been legitimately linked to 3 players in 72. And I told Jazz, this. We sat right there every Monday. And I told y'all, I said, Manchester City is going to come into the transfer window. They're going to get what they need. They're going to rectify this thing. And don't be surprised, gentlemen. Don't be surprised if they catch us. If and when they catch us.
Right.
Because see, right now, most of our fan base think, "Oh, it's not going to come." That's a whole bunch of. They're 6 points behind, and we've got Spurs coming. We've got Villa behind it, and then we've got somebody. And then we got a couple other games there. We're dropping points. We're going to drop points. We're going to drop at least 6 to 9 points. this second half of the season. And I'm not just saying that to be negative. I'm saying it based on fact. Just look at where we are already.
Mhm.
They
Man
both
City could win the league title, Matty. They can still win the league title.
People don't see it that way.
If Man City put a run of games together and win a few games together, put pressure on Liverpool. Liverpool messed up along the way, 1 or 2 games. Pressure is on.
Right.
But I guarantee you one thing, Man City will finish higher than Arsenal this season in the Premier League. There's a big step in for you.
There's literally 6 points behind us.
And that's all.
Yeah,
Wow.
you didn't realize that. You didn't realize that.
I thought it was closer to. I thought it was closer, to be honest,
No,
like
it's
8 or
6.
9.
Yeah,
But
we-
I didn't know.
You drop points to Spurs and Villa, and they are right up our backside.
Yeah, they've lost games this year. For every,
Yeah.
all year long, what you heard our fans say, "Oh, City dropped points, City dropped points," but they've dropped the points. But what have we done?
Right.
Absolutely nothing.
Drop points. Yeah.
Nothing. It's the same old sorry, sad song under this manager. And if City's giving you a head start, I mean, literally, this is the worst we've all seen under Pep. And this manager still can't find a way to galvanize the team to get them up. Then you already know we destined for failure.
Yeah.
There's nothing he can do. There's nothing he can do. There's no player. This is why I keep saying there's no player that can come in and save this team if this man is still the manager. You can go get Jesus Christ himself. Allah, whatever you want to get. It ain't saving this team with the manager in this team. And until he is out of here and the Cronkies are out of here, ain't nothing changing. It's going to get bad before it gets worse.
Can I say something, please, Matty? Okay. If you was a real prospect owner that all you cared about was winning the big leagues, winning the league title, winning the Champions League, and so on, you would actually be more ruthless to this. Okay. And what I'll say is this. Okay. Let's just say, hang on. Let me put my ownership hat on, okay? It's a poor ownership hat. I'm sorry, but I'm just giving you a prime example, okay? I'll be bringing Arteta in. So this season would have been his last season going into his contract, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll be bringing him in the summer. I'll be like, Mikel, you've done a very good job of us helping us get back to the top, getting us competing again. But we are now approaching a point in time now where we now need to start winning things, even if it is just the Carabao Cup, even if it's just the FA Cup. We need to start winning. So I'm going to give you 3 options on the table right now. You stay on this final year. If you win us a cup, we will extend your contract by another season, because then we expect you to win the league or win the Champions League, or at least make the final of the Champions League, at least attempt to, okay? The second option, if you win the league title or Champions League this season, we'll give you another contract, maybe another 3, maybe 4-year contract, because that's what you deserve. You've gone and got us a title. You've gone and got us a major. The third option is, if you fail to do anything, you're out the door. And I'll also say this right now, I'll give you a choice. You either accept what we asked for, or we give you your 9 million and we let you walk out right now, and we go and get our brand and we go get a manager that will actually take us to the league title. The choice is yours. That's what an owner would actually say to a manager when you're getting so close. Then you're like, get us over the top now. The Cronkies won't do that. If they had the same sort of determination and ambition for the LA Rams and for the Denver Nuggets as they potentially could for Arsenal, we'd have won the Champions League by now. We'd have won a league title by now. But we haven't. This ownership is just, they're only here to make the money. That's all they are here for. And Arteta is the perfect manager for this football club, because it epitomizes not doing the bare minimum and getting all the money in the world for your results.
Stan Kroenke did say at the beginning, he said, I didn't buy Arsenal. I'm not here to win titles.
We haven't forgot that. We haven't forgot that, Carl.
Owner of the club.
Yeah.
So where do you go from there?
You know, if people would actually cut the spigot off and stop going to games, that could be a start. But you got a section of our fan base. Hold on, before we go, Jez, I saw you say you got to scoot out of here, brother. Tell everybody where you can find you. Appreciate you coming through, my man.
No, always a pleasure, Matty. Always a pleasure. Yeah, Darren, Abs, Kyle, Nautsky, Lion Tex, Dow, and I forgot your name down the bottom.
Carl.
Big up to you, man. Big up to you.
You too,
Great
sir.
show, boys. Great show. Unfortunately, the idiots are in the chat. Well, one idiot is in the chat, but there we go. We'll just ignore that. We're going to see very quickly this weekend and Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Very quickly. Yeah. What's going to happen? I'm not going to sit here and blow sunshine up Mikel's ass because that's not me. If he capitulates against Man United in the FA Cup, that's a bullet in the head for me to him. And if at the end, if we lose against Tottenham, then Arteta, go. That is it. Your time is done and dusted. Don't come back crying about footballs. Yeah, forget all that bullshit. That is you absolutely panicking, and you are panicking. If all of us watched the game the other night, you could see when he was turning around to AirPod Albert, and he was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck we got on the bench? You know, this is it. You know, fucking hell. We've taken off Partey, brought on Jorginho, and who else we got then?
You bought it.
We got a couple of 16-year-olds. There you go. Fucking throw them on there then.
Jez, just to say this one, it wouldn't surprise me at one point in the end of the season, he brings up Max Doman to come in to play in midfield. Wouldn't surprise me. He's 15 for crying out loud.
Wouldn't, mate. I'll tell you what. I was chatting to good old mucker of mine this afternoon. I said, you might as well get the Arsenal under 11s out. You know what I'm saying?
Give them a run out.
Yeah, get them to have a fucking run out. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, boys, as always, it's been a legend.
Nice one, Jez.
Have a good night, brother.
Just going to say, shouldn't do it, but I'm just going to say, next Thursday night is Legend Show. I've got Kenny Kent and DJ debating which team was better, 91 or the Invincibles. That would be a fire show. That would be a fire show. And that's going to be quite interesting to see what they say and what the chat says. But anyway, people, love you all always.
Cheers, bro.
We'll see what happens on Sunday, won't we?
Yep.
Will do.
Take care, boys. Take care.
Take care, Jez.
Take care, Jez.
Matt, sorry, Matt, just to say there's a Arsenal fan here where I'm from as well, and he's always on to me, you're negative. This going on for the last 5 years under this Arteta fella. So the other day I meet him down the town, and I said to him, well, what do you think now? Oh, we're after being very unlucky this season with injuries, and the squad is so small. And how unlucky can you be? I said to him, go fuck yourself. I said to him, Arteta's the man with the 800 million. Arteta's the man with the 22-man squad. I said, what are you talking about? Nearly boxing on the middle of the town. I'm sick to death of it, Matty. I'm sick to death of it. Excuse after excuse. I said at the start of last season, no more excuses. And I'm sure you're not accepting excuses this season. There is no excuse. Manchester City is after having a disaster of a season, and they could overtake Arsenal. I feel that they will overtake Arsenal. It's a disgrace, Matty, what's going on. It's a disgrace.
Yeah. Yeah, I just, for me, this is how I feel going into this weekend. Because I really hadn't spoke much about it going into the weekend. But I made my mind up during the broadcast. Well, y'all know what my mind is, but just in theory to this season. And shout out to Brother Capo. How you doing, Brother Nefertali? Hope you're doing well, brother. For me, He loses the game Sunday. He should be sacked on the spot. He should have been sacked on the spot the other night.
Yeah.
But this will be another fourth round, third round tie that we've gotten kicked out of a cup competition. We are getting. I mean, that what you remember the year. I think it was Wenger. Was it Wenger? We went out on one of those cups, or was it him? Nottingham Forest put us out that one year. It might have been him. I can't remember now.
Yeah, that's when Iwobi was out partying the night before.
Yeah. In the uproar of getting put out that early in the turn. It was like, what? We got put out. You couldn't believe it. And then it just started becoming a daily occurrence with this manager. Over and over. Olympiacos, Villarreal, just Sporting Lisbon. All these cups and competitions this manager gets us put out of. And for him, so he knows he's got to win this game. But see, the problem, you know what the problem is, gentlemen? Y'all know what the problem is with this? Do y'all know what the problem is? Yeah, Goonie, I got something for you, brother. The manager can't do nothing because he's stuck with the same team that's been losing for the last several weeks. He can't do nothing.
No.
Nowhere to run. Nowhere to hide.
Because he ain't freshened it up in the summer.
That's it. No, he's got nowhere to go. There's nowhere to turn. Jay's touched on it. He's looking around at Apple. If y'all never noticed now, when y'all start, I want y'all to watch this when y'all watch the game. When he turns around, he looks. Apple like.
Bukayo Saka is the one. Bukayo Saka is the main man in this football club. Okay. Yeah. And you can see that now over the last few games where we don't have him, that we generally do miss him. He does drop some stinkers every now and then, but most part, Saka pretty much carries this team on his back. Fuck Odegaard. He doesn't carry anything. He couldn't carry his own. He couldn't carry his own ball sack, for crying out loud.
Carl, isn't it the best state of affairs to say that we're relying on one player in a whole squad?
We are
23-year-old.
We are a piece of Hershey's Kiss in an 11-man roster. This isn't hockey, for crying out loud. You need an 18-man squad that can do well. Okay, This is what I always say. There was a video I put on my channels a long time ago. Okay, and it was when we signed David Raya. I said, because all the top gurus were powering over Aaron Rams, there was one, this, that, and the other. And when Raya come in, and I basically said, the title of my show was competitive competition is healthy competition. You always need a second or a third person to push the starter along. And if you don't have that, they're going to get complacent. Odegaard has become complacent. Trossard should be pushing Martinelli, and he did to a certain point, but now he's fallen off a freaking cliff. Havertz should have someone pushing him. Is Jesus going to be that person to push him? Clearly not. The fullbacks is a disaster. The fullbacks are just a flipping absolute disaster. The only two real people that could be proper solidified in that team and not get pushed is Gabriel and Saliba. They're the only two. And Thomas Partey to a certain degree. They're the only two or three. Timber does drop games every now and then, but I still think. Yeah, I think Timber still is a better prospect than, say, Ben White. So there's your options there. Yeah. But you need to push these players. This is why I was saying in the summer, go and get Michael Elise. He's not as good as Saka. But if he drops a stinker and Elise comes on and say, I don't know, he bangs in a winner and he gets an assist, guess what? He's just now pushed you for your spot. You better pick your game up, sunshine.
Yeah. But you know what?
Got that.
The excuse is that the problem is going and getting top class players to compete with the existing players in the squad or the team, first team, is that what this club doesn't like and the fans don't like it. We don't want to hurt their feelings. We don't want to hurt Saka's feelings. We don't want to hurt Havertz's feelings this is what it is. They're too frightened to go out and get a top class player. That's why you keep hearing, he's not the right profile. He's got to be the right profile. Well, the profile that they want is they want a player that is way less talented than Saka, less talented than... How on earth you tell me you can't find a striker? I don't even call Havertz a striker because I don't know what he is, yeah? But we can't find a striker.
We can't.
He is a jack of all trades.
Right. Arteta's come out.
And not a master of his craft.
It's not about just bringing in bodies. You brought in bodies. Yeah, you brought in bodies. Calafiori, Moreno, they're bodies. What do they do when they come to do they take the team to the next level? No, they don't.
No.
They're just fillers. He's just happy to have your first 11. And we saw it under Wenger. Yeah, those guys got complacent because they knew Bellerin, he didn't have nobody behind him. He could have the rubbish, crappiest game, yeah, but there was nobody to come in because they knew they could have a rubbish game and nobody's going to come in and say, right, okay, we're going to take your place. And we've got into this kind of habit where we don't want to bring decent players to compete with our first team players.
Watch this right here. Watch this.
Sorry.
Let's go over here right quick. Let me zoom in here. I want y'all to see this. This is our top scores for the year.
Jesus Christ on the bike.
Okay, now.
These are the top scores for the year, and we're in the second half of the season.
How are we second?
We're in
No
the
one's on double figures, you know.
Look at it.
13th place, Kai Havertz.
Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing.
Highest goal scorer, Kai Havertz.
3
Matty.
as a number 9.
Matty, I just want to come in there, Matty, and say to you, what did I say at the start of the show?
I know what you're gonna say, God.
I say that 70% of this squad are fucking useless. And that's a fact, man. We are in serious trouble, gentlemen. Look at the state of that. And then people are trying to tell me that we're going to win the Premier League and the Champions League. Stop.
No, we're spreading goals around. We're spreading goals around, Kyle.
Hey, Gooney, check this out.
You still need a gun, man.
Watch this. Yeah. Hey, Carl, hold on. Check this out. Now. Check this out. Check this. Darren, I know Darren gonna start laughing when I say this. Darren gonna fall over in the chair. When you look at this, what do y'all see? There's something here. I don't know if anybody's gonna catch it. If anybody's gonna catch it before I say it, if you don't know, just say, Matt, just tell us. Now I tell you. I'm gonna tell y'all what's going on here. Look at it.
Coach, can I take a guess?
Take a guess.
That Gabriel Margallish has the same amount of goals as Jesus and Trossard.
How much is still in his Chelsea top?
Hey, close. We've got 1, 2, 3. Make sure I got my nose right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 players in our top scores are defenders.
Oh my gosh.
That just tells you all you need to know the way to start a play that I tell you.
We'd be in a lot of trouble now if it weren't for our set piece coach. We'd be mid-table.
He needs a raise. If anybody needs a raise on that staff is him.
Clark, man. Literally.
He actually had the set piece coach actually has a lot more credit in the bank regarding of him being a coach than Arteta has, period. That's the embarrassing part in all of this.
Very true.
It's a shot. Look, you know what the best part about this right here? Because I just saw this one. Let's go back. Let's look. Look at when the last time some of these players scored. Before soccer went down, the last time he scored was in November 30th.
What's the last time Gabriel scored the league?
Magalhaes?
Yeah, November 30th.
November 30th.
It's got 30 days.
Trossard. November 30th.
Man, this is disgusting. And we're talking about winning the league. We're talking about winning the league.
Thomas Partey.
Trossard turned down a contract. Well, go ahead, Trossard. You got 3 goals.
I know.
What are we really missing?
I know Lee gonna watch this on a replay. Lee,
a fraudulent impact player.
Hey, I know Guns is gonna watch this on the replay tonight. Guns, stop, pause your screen and look at this screen right here. Look at this and look at the dates when these people was last time they scored. Look at this. Calafiori ain't touched a goal since September.
Look at Odegaard.
Look at him.
He's meant to be the creative piece. The person that brings all the passes together and moves it forward and gets it open into the channels. What the fuck does he do?
The thing is with
What does he do? Apart from blowing 200,
around.
apart from blowing 200 million snot in his hair.
Odegaard, world class.
25 assists in what 5 years? 25 assists. That's 5 assists per year.
Honestly, listen. I dunked on Ozil. I dunked on Ozil, okay, because I felt like against the lesser teams he was very, very good, and against the big teams he just completely disappeared. I actually will apologise to Mesut Ozil actually because this is disgusting what Odegaard has put on the field. So I apologise to Mesut Ozil. For that.
Right here.
Yeah.
Our defense and goalkeeper have more man of the matches than our midfield and attacker.
Yeah.
That's been
And
true
what
for
does
the
that
last
tell
few
you, bro?
seasons.
Odegaard is a charity case from Real Madrid. This club buys charity cases. This club buys injured players. This club buys players that can't cut it at the elite teams and clubs. Real
Do you
Madrid.
think?
Hey, you know what that means? You know what all this means?
Time to go.
It's time to go. It's time to go.
Peace, bro. Hey, Claude is furious right now. And the thing is, I was going to ask Darren, do you even think we would give a look at Trossard if he wasn't available, if he didn't have a breakup with the manager at Brighton? I don't think he's ever been on our radar of transfers. But you're right. We take the cheap and easy way out every single time. And if we get anyone, boys, I'm telling you, it's going to be 11:59 p.m. with freaking trash up at the plate.
It'll be Daniel Da Silva from some Spanish club that's mid-table, midfielder, another left back that we've never heard of.
Well,
now, that's not always such a bad thing because people can be good if we've not heard of them before.
It's going to be 2 minutes to midnight, fellas.
We'll know how this is panning out.
Is he a striker?
It's going to be a bus. It's going to be a bus dorm from Manchester to North London, and it's going to say It's going to say Rashford on the back, and he's going to become an Arsenal player January 2nd.
We ain't buying anybody in January.
Or doing your research
you're right,
on who's passed their sell-by date at Chelsea. Have a look at Chelsea's squad and see who's passed their sell-by date. We'll get them at 1 minute to midnight.
Modric.
Yeah.
He's currently on the ban at the moment, but don't worry, Arteta can turn him around.
Oh my days.
He's a speed merchant. He's got great speed, but nothing else. He's the sort of player you would start on FIFA, isn't it? You'd start with lots of speed, but he's got no touch, no pass. His dribbling is shit, and he keeps falling flat on his face all the time when he runs with the ball.
And he's on air effect.
Neymar, bro. Neymar. What are we doing here? 88 million.
Fair play.
We're all here. We're talking about this and that, and a bit of laughter going on, and it's good to see a bit of laughter. But lads, we're in serious trouble here. That graphic there, I can't even look at that. That's frightening. That's how bad that is.
It is frightening.
And gentlemen,
you're not wrong,
we
man.
have a squad of players that have no idea what they're doing on the pitch. They're afraid of this manager. They're playing with no expression. We're going nowhere fast. This is shocking stuff here, mate. We are in serious. Arsenal Football Club is in serious trouble, and I am really worried. We are fucked with a capital F. That graphic is shocking. Odegaard is the captain of this club. The fucking state of him. And he's flicking his hip. He's the worst captain in Arsenal football history.
Agree.
It's a disgrace.
Wow.
And also, on the bottom of that list, I see a great £105 million international football player, Declan Rice. The fuck has he done the last year and a half? It's embarrassing.
He's regressing, Kyle.
He's almost given up now, and he's just. I watched him against Newcastle, and his facial expression. It was like he's starting to blame other players on the pitch like this.
You know what?
His facial expression is, "I've fucking had enough of the lot."
He's had enough.
Look at this right here. Look at this. Arsenal captains through the year. Look at the captains.
Oh my god.
Look at the captains that we've had. Now Novsky, Well, no, excuse not that old. Darren. I probably know some of these names on here. Let me zoom it in a little bit here. So
I was born 67.
Okay, so we'll start.
I know what you're talking about. Bro.
I was born in 91, but I do know.
Pat Rice. We'll start at the 70s. Then we started. Pardon me now.
I was 5.
Alan Ball. We all knew who Alan Ball is.
Yeah,
Alan Ball.
Yeah.
Pat Rice. David O'Leary. Graham Ricks. Kenny Sampson. Tony Adams. Patrick Vieira.
Patrick fucking
Henry.
Vieira.
Gallus. Regardless of what you think of him, Gallus.
Yeah, Gallus.
Gallus has called it out. So
yeah. Watch this now. Fabregas, Van Persie, Thomas Vermaelen couldn't stay healthy.
Vermaelen was a world-class defender, but as you said, Matty, if he could have stayed healthy,
if he could stay healthy. Yep. Some chump named Arteta. Shelny.
Is that Mikel Marino?
No, Mikel. I got to just figure out what you're talking about. Shaka, Aubameyang, and then Martin Odegaard. That's so out of place.
The journeyman.
I mean, just look at the list of folk, and he's the captain of Arsenal. Dude, the captain is supposed to frighten. Supposed to say, you know what? This is a guy we got to account for. You know what they do? Did y'all see? He said, get out of my way. I'm going to score a goal. Just pushed him on TV the other night. Get out of my way. I'm going to score this goal.
Still on TV.
All these guys that you just listed there, apart from Odegaard, will have something to say about a game. They'll take the game by the scruff of the neck, or they'll be having words with Arteta. If they were under Arteta, because that's why he wants the yes men. He can't manage those characters. No. He could have managed Tony Adams.
Tony Adams would be punching people, punching players up in the dressing room at half time. He would. He'd be laying the shit out of them.
Yeah.
He'd manage.
If I was Declan Rice now, I'd go in that dressing room and I'd think, I've got a choice. This season is going downhill fast, right?
Yeah.
So what I'd be thinking to myself is, I've got a gamble. I've got a gamble being dropped. What I've got to do is go up to the manager and say, look, fucking Odegaard is as weak as piss. Sack him. Put me in as captain, and that's it. And if you don't, I'm in mayhem in the dressing room. When we get in at half time or at full time after we get a draw or get beat, I'm going to start grabbing people up, punching people, throwing people up against the wall, and all this sort of stuff. And then if Arteta, you don't like it, stick me on the bench, and then I'll have a fucking move somewhere else. I'll go. Or I'll just sit and earn me money. Yeah. Either play ball, play fair, be realistic, right? Or I can go. I'm off. That's what I would do if I was Declan Rice, because he's joined this club, right, on the premise that he was, win trophies and have decent players next to him. But he gets Marino, all right, he's won the Euros, but
what did he do?
He wasn't
even their third best midfielder, Real Sociedad.
But yeah, exactly. Other than
Zubimendi was better than him. Mendes was better than him.
See, people are going. See, this is why I find now, and it's funny. Normally, I was thinking about it yesterday while we was chatting, and it's been on my mind the last 24 hours. Is that this saga between him and Edu? This is going to be world class theater that we're about to see right here, because this manager, when you sit back and look at all these moves, and I've said it, I've gone on record to say it. If it comes out that Edu was not the problem, I will come on and issue an apology to him, because y'all know how I feel about Edu with these transfers. It just drove me stone down crazy. But I'm going to tell you now, Arteta has his hands over all of these. When you look at Sterling, you look at Jesus, Moreno, Kivior. These are average players like him. Yeah. These are average players like him.
But they're also bodies as well.
Bodies,
he doesn't want to bring in bodies, but they are bodies. He brought them in. He's contradicting himself, but he believes his own lie. He can't. That's what I'm saying. This guy believes his own lie, and the fans believe it. They think that Moreno is. We waited 6 weeks for this brother. 6 weeks.
They didn't even know he existed before the Euros. And same with Calafiori.
Listen, all right. I knew he played for Newcastle, yeah, but No, I mean, once he left Newcastle, I don't think he only stayed with them for a season.
Yeah,
He
There's a
wasn't
reason
good
why
enough.
Newcastle binned him.
right.
Yeah, they saw the lack.
Sure.
You know
I
what
mean, look at this right here. Dale, appreciate you sending this to brother.
Yeah, for sure.
21 years without a title. 33 years without a Carabao Cup. No Champions League. No Europas. He put us out of that. Super Cup. Oh,
Well,
that's we gotta take Super Cups out of that because Super Cup did not, we talking
We
to
haven't been to the Europa League final in 8 years. It's been 8 years since we were in a Europa League final.
nothing.
The least said about that 2006 final, the better.
Nothing.
Carry on.
Gosh, please.
Nothing, y'all. Nothing. It's like Kyle say, nothing. We ain't won nothing. We ain't got close to looking at winning nothing. We
Bare
had
zeros,
chances.
I'm seeing, bro. Bare zeros, bro.
What did y'all hear the other night? What did y'all hear going before we go into the game last week? Y'all heard nobody talking about no damn Carabao Cup when the season started. It was only us. All us on this panel was the ones talking about we need to be going after the Carabao Cup. We need to be going for it. This is the most attainable. This is the most. And then after we lose it, now all of a sudden everybody's talking about, well, it was a chance to win the trophy.
Leicester City have won more trophies than us since 2016.
They won 2.
Yep.
Yep.
Man United have won more than us in 5 years.
Bro, Burnley got promoted and won. People forget Burnley came up. They won a trophy coming up. These teams coming up out of the championship have won trophies. Vincent Company won a trophy.
That's the hardest division to come out of in the world.
Yep.
Somebody was talking about Steven Gerrard earlier. Steven Gerrard was undefeated in the Scottish League. These folks are credential. This manager has the dossier of a vacuum salesman. He is not qualified for the job. I've been seeing this. If people finally starting to come around to it, and I'm glad because I told y'all this man wasn't qualified. He was a panic day buy because Cesc Fabregas and the crew got sick of Wenger not going out and getting quality players. They said, "The hell with it, I'm out of here." He comes in his BMW, Mercedes, and whatever it was on Sky Sport. I remember watching it. And I said, I'll be damned. I remember sitting back in my back room, and I watched it when it happened. I said, I'll be damned. We signed Mikel Arteta for Everton. And I said, what the hell is he going to do? Not a damn thing. He was a linchpin. Watch this now. I'm going to start going when he rants. He was a linchpin in our team getting their ass kicked every Saturday morning at 12:30 by Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea, Newcastle when they came back. Y'all remember that Newcastle came back on us? Was it 4? I think he was in the team. You remember that?
He was 4-0.
Y'all remember that? He was in that team.
He scored that goal. That wasn't Titus Bramble. He was in defense.
The brother that passed away.
Yeah, what's his name?
He scored that volley in it.
Was it Traore? Traore, what's his name? Coach.
Yeah. I remember exactly where I was. I was in a patty shop when that happened. I was in a patty shop buying patty down the Streatham. Yeah. Yo, I couldn't believe it, man.
Yeah.
4 million. I was sitting in the car, yo, you give me some patty and Ardo bread, man. And then my mate rings me up and goes, Nooms, it's 4-all. I said, what?
Yeah. I remember that game at home.
He's a bona fide certified loser. He's a loser on all levels. He's never won a title on his own. He's never think about that. As a player, he didn't win the title. So how the hell am I going to expect you to lead us to a title?
Been the backup dancer. That's all he's been.
He's a failure.
When Wenger finally got his walking papers, I wanted Massimo Allegri. I told Lee the other night, gentlemen. I told Lee the other night. In North I'll quote you just a second. I told Lee the other night. Go back, do y'all research. Watch this now. I'm gonna drop a Matt bomb on you. How many of y'all remember when he was in the team? You had other Arsenal players saying he was Arsene Wenger's stool pigeon, his kiss ass. Y'all remember that? Yep.
How many of y'all remember that now?
That's right.
I'm pretty sure Aaron Ramsey said something along those lines.
See, exactly. See,
you heard little things like, oh, he's a leader, and that you started hearing, oh, he could one day become a coach, and he's been what's named by Wenger. I was going to say groomed, but just careful pause.
Hard pause. Hard pause.
You know what I mean? But nah, bro. Oh, man.
This right here, Tyson. Shout out to Tyson. This is gold. Arteta, captain in 2016. What happened that year? Bottle of league to Leicester. It's in his
We were the
DNA.
only team to
It's
beat
in
them
him.
twice that season.
Yeah, it's in him. He's a born a loser. Never played for Spain.
Matty,
Go ahead,
he's
go ahead.
He tried to see if he could play for England, didn't he? Because he lived there for so long.
He's getting rewarded. He's getting rewarded for failure. 15 million a year for failure. It's a disgrace where our club is.
I gotta take a picture of this one to send it to Lee. That is classic right there. That is classic. Tyson, that is classic right there, brother. That is, as Shaw would say, that's church right there. That is church right there, brother. Because I didn't even think about that. I forgot he was in the team. I knew it, but it's just one of those things you don't think about until somebody tell you. Yeah, he's notorious for doing that.
This is why I got so. This is why I got so many comments in here, because it's the small attention to detail that they bring up. It's like, oh shit, we forgot all about that.
Yeah, I mean, and then you look at this. He keeps getting these players that ain't never tasted success. He keeps buying players that have never tasted success at the highest level. Right. Before somebody come here, they go, well, Jorginho won, him and Kai Havertz, they won. I'm talking about, we all know what that was with Kai Havertz. That goal he scored in the Champions League was a typical Kai Havertz, just fluking it at the right moment, scored a goal.
Yep.
Jorginho, he was Ballon d'Or. Come on, man. Let's get out of here with that. Let's be real. We all know this ain't
not a chance.
They're trying to convince themselves that these players that he's bringing in, that's why Jorginho washed up. I said, when he came, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, this guy got no legs. Oh, but he was a Ballon d'Or nominee.
He'll do a job.
He won the World Cup from Italy. You know what I mean?
We talk about players that have gone on from players to be coaching. Okay, Cesc Fabregas and Xavi Alonso have got more capital in the bank than what Arteta has.
Oh, for sure.
You know, Alonso started in Division 3 in the Spanish tiers. I think it was Real Sociedad B team, I think it is, or whoever it was. Got them up to Division 2. Okay, they did get relegated, but he's still done his job to get them up. So it just produced him ready. Then he moved. Okay, and then he ended up moving on. Bayer Leverkusen gave him the position. He goes, okay, let's see what you got then. Right. First year goes to win the Bundesliga.
Oh,
with our ex-midfielder. With our ex-midfielder.
Did he go invincible with
Xabi Alonso was head of Sociedad B.
Yeah, Alonso did. Yeah,
Alonso
was head of Sociedad A at that time. David fucking Moyes. David Moyes was heading up Sociedad A, while Xabi Alonso was Sociedad B.
Yeah.
David Moyes was head of Sociedad during that time. Remember, he got fired from Everton, and where'd he go? He went to learn his craft at Real Sociedad, and Xabi Alonso was his B coach. That's 100% correct.
Cesc Fabregas has got more capital as well. He's taken a little team in FC Como, got them promoted up to Serie A. The only thing we think about Como is Lake Como, which is very nice, by the way. But that's all we ever think. That's all we ever think about. But he's taken that small little club up to Serie A. He's got more capital. Give it another 2-3 years. He will manage a big club in Europe at some point. Why? Because he has that winning mentality about him.
You know what? Arteta should take a leaf out of Wayne Rooney's book and see what it's like to get fired.
He's got to join the MLS first, bro. He's got to join the MLS first.
It's when you look at these other
my Timbers if he wants. He's good enough for my Portland Timbers. You can have him.
When you look at these other managers and you just look, this is like on that list. Hold on, I'll bring it up right quick. Y'all bear with me here. Let me bring that list back up because I want y'all to just see the who's who is on that list, and then you see him. If I can find it where I put it at, where I saved it. Oh, it's over here. I think it's in this folder. I thought it was in that folder. Where did I put my list at? I have misplaced my list. My Arteta.
Was that the one you shared on Leith?
Yeah, I know where to find it. Y'all bear with me. I know where it's at. I can pull one out the group. Let me see.
Yeah, Norm Ski. He took Leverkusen in the first half of the season, 17th to 6th, and then the next full season wins title unbeaten. So yeah, you was correct there.
Right, looked like he didn't need the process or all these phases, did he?
Right, yeah. But dare I say about phases and process? So if we say it, you know what I mean? Oh no, what phase is Slot in? Oh, you can't say that because Slot took over a world-class team. Hang on a second, who's better than that team 2 years running. So
Exactly.
you tell me, yeah, they
Make
always
big
move the goalposts to suit their argument.
Always.
It's always the case.
But the greatest thing though about the Bayer Leverkusen run that they had with the undefeated is that Mr. Harry Kane was on the ass end of that with Bayern Munich. So I mean, that's the good thing. But hey, Maddie, I got to run, bro. It's about my dinner time. Good seeing all of you.
Good to see you, brother.
Every single one of you. Big love, Darren, Abs, Kyle, Tex,
Bless up.
Carl.
Bless up,
Yeah,
Ergun, man.
guys. Bless up. Let's 2-1 Sunday. Let's fucking get it. Let's be hopeful. Let's put a smile on our faces. Let's have a good Sunday, hopefully, if it turns out right. But anyway, love you fellas. Have a good one.
All right, brother. Have a good one, man.
Nice one.
Peace, chat.
Bless up,
I'm
bro.
dropping off too as well at the same time. Yeah, I was just
Okay,
about
brother.
to say I was going to drop off as well. But people, big up, man. Make sure you
Big up,
like,
Abs.
subscribe,
Big up, Abs, man.
Cheers.
Yeah. Big love. Peace.
We got
Cheers,
that.
brother. Yep. I'm trying to find the whole. I'm seeing it right here. I just saw something that Nefertali sent me too. This is hold on, Neff. I got it. I gotta try to translate it. Spanish is not too good. All right, hold on here. Let me get all this lined up.
What's frustrating is just while Matt looks that up. I watched that game tonight, West Ham and Aston Villa, and I saw two midfielders in Villa's midfield. Anana, he's a big lad, you know.
And Rogers?
And Tielemans, who's won FA Cups from 25 yards. We could have got Tielemans for free.
For free.
For 25 million.
I know.
Yeah.
These players are better than what we've got now.
We spent so much money. I'm saying, look at these numbers. I'm trying to make sure. Nefertali, you have to break this down. I can tell you like this. Let me break it down. I can break it down to you real easy this way. We buying shit we don't need. I can just break it down to you that easy. That's about the easiest way I can do. We bought a whole bunch of shit that you got in the house that you don't need.
You don't need.
And you sit here, and you sit here on average, basic Becky players that are no good, that are not good enough for what's at Arsenal. You brought up Tielemans. Tielemans was free.
Yep.
It was somebody. James Madison. He was out there.
Yeah.
I wanted Madison over Odegaard all day long.
Yeah.
Even though he's injury prone, when he does play, he does put out really well.
Yeah, put out numbers.
Pennies on
Look at Isak from Real Sociedad. Yeah, they spent Newcastle spent 63 million on him. When we went to spend 65 million on Kai. Yeah, we was linked with it.
The problem is that we would have had to, he wouldn't have suited our style because we play U-shaped football. So it's down to someone to hold up the play. Isaac would not have been ideal. This is why I said Dovbyk would have been more of the cheaper option, but he also would have been the better to actually hold up the ball and let Sacco Martinelli run off you.
I'll play win the dog up front. I don't care.
But talking about Aston Villa,
At least you run around, you know what I mean?
You're talking about Aston Villa, you're talking about Tielemans and Onana. So obviously in their creative side of the midfield, they've got a good guy called Morgan Rogers.
Yeah.
This season so far, he's got 6 goals, 3 assists. He's done more than Odegaard. 3 times more than Odegaard this season.
I got it. Never tell. Here we go. Purchase 2021, 86 million. Sale 19 million. Total expense 66.85 million. I guess is what it is, a million.
Jeez.
Basically, when you look at this, we ain't making no money on player sales at all.
We couldn't sell a bag of needles to a hemophiliac.
I go even country. My grandpa used to say you couldn't sell a damn dollar for 50 cents. You couldn't sell a dollar for 50 cents.
And that's because all these other clubs know that our directors are not football people and they can have their pants pulled right down.
Yeah, this is why I said why I said the other day with Lee, I said, who's gonna make the deal? If they talk about transfer, they're like, transfers, the transfer business. Who's gonna make the damn deals?
Yeah, and how does this work? I mean, let's wind the clock back when Edu was there. You had Edu, Vinay, and Garlic. So you tell me, if Edu speaks to Arteta and says, "What do you think of this player? Shall we buy him?" do they just go and buy, or have they got to run that by Garlic? And if Garlic says yes, what if they then run it by Vinay, who says, actually, nah. So we all don't agree, so the player don't get bought. Is what's been going on at our club? It wouldn't surprise me.
There is a thing, I don't know. I think I've posted it on our chat, Matt. Right. So I don't know if this is the case or what, but in terms of how they make a decision on a player, right? So Arsenal's decision-making process is more bureaucratic than at any other club. As names and figures have to go up to the chain of command from the scouting system, Arteta, Edu was there, Garlic, and then onto the majority owners, the Kroenke's family in the United States, before any official move can be signed off. Yeah, after that, it is then communicated back down through the hierarchy in what is designed to be a model which, with checks and balances due to the outside, can be perceived as too laden and processed to react swiftly in the fast-paced environment of transfer windows. And that's the problem. It takes so long because it goes up the chain and comes back down. Yeah. And that's maybe why we take so long to do our transfers.
Yeah, right here. All he's explaining this right here, the red cartel. The red cartel. That's all he's explaining. That's all you're explaining. Everybody at the top, you see it, Arteta. See how I put Arteta? He's over Kroenke. He's over. That's how powerful he is. He's over Kroenke. It's Arteta, then Kroenke. Then it goes down to everybody else. And then it goes back up to him. This is a crime syndicate we running over here.
Did I just see Babs in there?
A couple of
right there. It's a crime syndicate we running over here. At this football. Yeah. Look at the bottom. He see, look at it. Any Arsenal fan under 20 on Twitter.
No, it should be Matty. Should be any Arsenal fan under 20 whose balls haven't dropped yet.
Hey, back pocket journalists. We know who they are. Then you got even they involved. Friends Aaron.
I just saw it. I thought.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I keep this in the chamber all the time. Because that's what it is. So
I'm very surprised Hammy Simnew is not in the Bavs box either. But anyway, I don't know.
Where's that Julian?
Oh no, that's back pocket journalist. Okay, if that's what you meant.
He needs to be up there as well, man. That Julian, bro.
Yeah.
He needs to be up there as well.
Mass.
He's in the AFTV box, so it kind of he's put it all into one, really.
Yeah, true that.
Mass, I have a funny story. You're talking about journalists. My brother bought my father a book for Christmas. The Jeff Sterling book. Well, that was his name, wasn't it, Darren? Jeff Sterling. Yeah. So he was talking about he's on some beach over in Spain on holidays, and he's walking down along and he sees this man lying out on the sunbed, reading this book, The Rise of Arteta's Arsenal.
Oh shit!
And he said in the book, I actually laughed when I saw it. He says, "What rise is Arteta have to do with Arsenal Football Club?" Jeff himself said that in his book. He laughed. He just laughed. He said, "I just had to laugh at the name of the book." Charles Watts, I think, wrote it. Charlie Watts.
Yeah,
what a joke! The Rise of Arteta's Arsenal. What the fuck?
I should buy just to have a review on it, but I'm pretty sure Lee Gunn has already dissected that crap already. So
you know what? If anybody wants something fun to do, and I've actually got to go back and finish watching. I'm actually starting back watching the documentary because it gives you insight on how crazy this manager is. As somebody who went to school for social work and mental health, that's what my degree is in. When you watch that, you learn the psyche. Yeah, you see the psyche of this man. You see the psyche, and you see what all of the seeds that were planted years ago. I keep telling y'all, go back and watch his locker room discussions when he talk to people. How emotional he is, how over emotional he is, how the players are confused. They look at him, they don't know what they don't have any clear understanding of what's going on. his training ground routines. Look at how just look at this year. Lemons, pit pockets, all the stuff we've seen.
Football.
Guys, seriously now, let's just answer just in your lifetime, because I've never known it. Yeah, I've never known it until it's good, right? Yeah, God works in mysterious ways, right? Because you see that documentary, yeah. When the man started playing "You Never Walk Alone," right? Right now, as anybody, please tell me, do you know of a club? Do you know of a club down Wandsworth, the marshes that play a tune before the waiting or whatever, or you're going to?
Bro, they wouldn't even do it at Dulwich Hamlet, bruv. They wouldn't even do it at Dulwich Hamlet.
Yeah, but the thing is, brother, that they did that
telling
and
you,
still went out,
yeah.
still got bet 4-0 by Liverpool. Now, my question on that is, did George Graham do that in 1989 for the Trafford Anfield and won the league title 2-0? Ain't the fucking story.
Did Brian Clough did it when he was over at 4? Did he do it?
Exactly. So the whole thing is embarrassing.
It's an embarrassment. And that's why I said this manager, he's a complete lunatic. He's a lunatic, and I mean that in every sense of the word.
And a control freak. I can imagine that's for the players. They must sit there and think, because when he was watching that documentary, and I saw a little bit of it, and they were just, do you know when he came in after? I think it was after the Nottingham Forest game, where he was going into, and he's having a go at what's his name, the left back.
Sambi Lecon.
No, not Sambi. Tavares.
Nuno Tavares.
Yeah. And he was laying into him, and I'm like, my God. What are you trying to prove? And the players, some of them just like, what is this man on? They're looking at, what are you on? But because they can't say anything, because he's probably got some kind of juju all over them or something. I don't know what it is. See, man, he's a weird character.
Today at the press conference, he said on if the forward is a priority area, this manager said no. The circumstances changes because we have certain injuries for some big players. So it's always a possibility. But always it's about somebody that is going to really make us much better. So basically what he's telling y'all in layman's terms is if we didn't have any injuries, we won't be getting anybody anyway. So it don't matter.
Yeah. Well, you had your opportunity for the last 2 seasons where you've been dancing through the raindrops. So at some point it was going to come back to bite you.
The problem with Arteta as well is, right, as a player, he was a failure. So no doubt when he goes in that dressing room to support the players and encourage them and give them the advice he wants to give, he's still got regrets about his own failings as a player.
Yeah.
And he still wants to do it all. He wants. Where's you get legend Pat Vieira goes to Crystal Palace, and I love the way he managed Crystal Palace. He just walked in there, right? He shouldn't have been sacked because
he didn't have the resources.
Difficult teams. And they had a run of teams that were easier, and he would have got the points. Roy Hodgson come in and the rest of it, right? But I like the way Vieira come in and manage that team, because what does he have to? He got nothing to prove. He's won doubles, World Cups, and immediately commands all the respect. Now I know a lot of fans don't want him as manager at Arsenal. I'd take him tomorrow. But, you know, this is what I think Arteta's problem is. He failed as a player, and he's so determined to win something and do something in his life. He just goes over the top, and he doesn't know, as a leader and a manager, when to stand back. He can't stand back. You've only got to look at him on the touchline. He's waving his arms around. Because he wants to be
he might as well do the YMCA on the fucking touchline, because it's not going to make much difference.
And that is not a manager. You've got to know exactly when you think, right, I'm here to support my troops. I'm here to do my press conferences, defend the team when we're under the cosh, have it with the refs and the officials. Yeah, do all that to a degree, right? But not get on it. I mean, sometimes I'm embarrassed in games because the ball comes along and he kicks the ball and it's still in play. It's shocking.
Yeah.
You know something that'll be interesting this weekend, and this is something that's gotten lost this week because it's been so chaotic for us as Arsenal fans. So you're not hearing a lot of people mention it. But look at it this way. Let's look at this thing. Do y'all realize that Amarin is going to take this cup serious, because that's all pretty much all they've got. That, and they've got in the Europa League. Now, if he see, this is all poised. When you look at this whole situation with Arteta, this is the worst. All of this is the worst case scenario. You're in a situation where Forest can finish above you. You're in a situation where City can catch you bad as they were.
Yeah.
Now you're in another situation where Amarin is competing for 2 trophies. Could probably win either one of them. Probably could win either one of them.
Yeah.
You know, cups. We all know how cup competitions go. And then you've got Slot. He's in for a double right now.
Yep.
Right, what a treble, quadruple, a Champions League. He's in for a quadruple right now.
No one's talking about that.
Yep. And then watch this. This is the most scariest of all.
Tottenham.
Then he had
if Tottenham go and win that Carabao Cup,
bro.
Yeah.
And you know what it is, Matt? Wow. You really hit the nail on the head in terms of there's so many outside forces, in terms of you've got the situation with, as you said, Nottingham Forest could possibly finish above you. You got the slot. You got whether if what's the name wins it, Tottenham win it. If Man City catch you, you finish out or whatever. So how is he going to deal with this mentally? And that's going to project onto the players. And this is where you're going to see the capitulation.
Yep.
You nailed it.
It's going to unravel, and everything's come at the wrong time because he's lost players. His main man, Saka,
God.
You know what? I bet he goes into the hospital and goes, Saka, listen, man. Is there any way you could just at least?
Yeah.
It's a grade 3 hamstring tear. There's no way you're coming.
Oh no, I'm just joking. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying this is the desperate. He's probably thinking because this is what he's done with Saka. He's worked this guy into the ground, right? And we knew it would come to a head, and it's happened now. You've now lost your main player, your main guy that scores your goals and assists, right? What are you going to do now? Because he's the main man that's doing. Odegaard didn't say nothing. The creative spark with 2 assists this season and 1 goal. Yeah? And over the 5 years he's spent in this club, he's got 25 assists. That's 5 assists per year. He's meant to be our creative spark. Saka's got 40. In the same period, Saka's got 40 assists and 51 goals and plays out on the wing. You're meant to make the man in the middle creating.
That's why.
He's got a good attitude about him. He's not a show off with cameras and all this bollocks.
Yeah. And a lot of these players, as you say, a lot of these players think they're better than what they are. A lot of these players think they're better than what they are because the fans big them up. And Arteta, he comes in, he lied. You're lying, Arteta. They're not. Moreno, don't worry, he'll come good. Come good. You can notice a player after 2 games. If you ain't good, Calafiori, come in after 2 games.
You talk about, he's on par for what we see with Zinchenko. And I was talking to somebody yesterday. I was talking with a buddy of mine yesterday. We were talking about Zinchenko, and he was saying, "Well, Matt, Inter is looking at him." And I said, "Yeah." I said he'll go right over there and play midfield. And then everybody be talking about how great of a player he is. But this Giants won't play him in midfield.
Don't get me wrong. His defensive abilities is absolutely.
Yeah, we know it's shambles. But going forward,
his short-range passing in the midfield is actually pretty decent.
Pretty good, yeah.
So instead of playing Mikel Moreno on that end, the left side at 8,
play him there.
Put Zinchenko there. He played there when he was playing for Ukraine for crying out loud.
I'll go even further. Sit Odegaard's ass down. You go over there, Zinchenko, and play.
The 10.
Thank you.
Play him in the 10.
Thank you. Because he hasn't got the gonads to do it. Yeah? Exactly. He hasn't got the gonads to do it. Because the thing about it, when Odegaard was out, I don't know if I'm trying to find if Bart Simpson was out at the same time. Was he on the bench?
I think he came back. Yeah, he came back. He came back because he played the game. Yeah, he played the game at left back when he was in.
What he needs to do, what Arteta needs to do, is he's too predictable. As you said, play him in midfield, bring the guy because his short passing is as good as you say. Yeah, you got Lewis Skelly playing at left back, even though Lewis Skelly is a number 8 as well, right? Because you don't trust Tierney, Calafiori. Well, I don't know what Calafiori does. So, man.
Michael Thomas, he was a left back when he started out.
I don't mean the extreme of putting Thomas Partey at right back. Yeah,
Michael Thomas was a left back when he started out at Arsenal.
Hold on.
He got moved into the middle and won the Championship and the FA Cup with Liverpool.
Hold on just a second, gentlemen. Kyle, shout yourself out, man, before you scoot out, brother. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Big up, brother. It's Kai Walsh Gunner. You get me there on YouTube channel there. So big up to you, Saad, the panel, the chat. Great to have a chat with you, Saad, mate. Big up to you, Saad. And brother Mass, thanks very much again, brother. And I'll be talking to you soon.
All right, brother. We'll be in check. We'll be in touch, man.
Absolutely. Big up to you all, lads. Thanks very much.
Yes, man.
Big up, Kyle.
Thanks, lads.
Hey, Kyle, what's the score for the weekend, Kyle? What's the score?
Yeah, I'm going 2-1 Man United.
All right.
Yeah.
2-1. 2-1 Man United. All right.
Yeah. All right, bro. Talk to you soon, lads.
Cheers, brother.
Thanks, lads. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Cheers, bro.
All right, go ahead, Darren. You were saying
Yeah, Michael Thomas started out as like an understudy, I think, to Kenny Sansom, left back in 1986. And you saw George Graham just pushed him into midfield, and then he was box to box. Brilliant. It worked a treat. But we don't seem to see Arteta make any of these adjustments that actually work, do we?
you look at Wenger. You know, Zinchenko would be the type of player that Wenger would thrive. He's a Wenger type player. When I'm talking as far as midfield ability, you look at these players like that. You know, and he would have said, okay, he'll find a way somewhere to put him going forward.
Yeah.
He would actually go buy the left back. Wenger would actually go buy a left back. Marial, these guys.
Let's not look at Andre Santos. I mean,
No.
Hey, no, excuse me.
That's a bad example.
Baptista. He did score against Liverpool. He did put
that game.
Yeah, but Wenger would go out and actually go get the actual player for the position. Where this manager, he has this fetish where it's just like he just gets a thrill out of just buying a player and making him play up a certain position, out of position to do something. And this is why he's finding himself in the conundrum. You spend $800 million on players that, 75% of the team can't play where they're supposed to play at.
Yeah, they don't have to show versatility, innit?
No versatility, man. You buying Ben White. It's like I saw somebody in the chat earlier. They were talking about Calafiore. They were saying he's the replacement for Saliba. And I was just like, so why is he playing left back right now then if he's the replacement for Saliba? And then let me ask you this too. Would y'all trust him at center back bad as he is?
Well, I don't trust him on the pitch. I mean, he can't be on the pitch. He just can't.
We've got a bunch of players. We've got a bunch of players in this team that would typically be players that you would buy if you were trying to get into the Europa League. Let's just call it. Let's just keep it real. If we were in 9th, 8th place, and we were needing to try to get back into Europe, Conference League, Europa League, these would be the players that probably could do it.
Yeah.
These are not players that's going to get you from going from that to trying to potentially win a Champions League because contrary to what most people think, because there's people out there still thinking, oh, well, we got a chance at the Champions. We're not winning the Champions League this year.
There's a question. There's Matty. There's the Assemble put a question here saying, why is it that after playing under Arteta, a player is sold for less than he was bought for? Well, first of all, it's incompetence. Really, they don't know the value of this player. They gas the player up to thinking that he's so good. And then 1 year, 2 years down the line is actually, he ain't that very good at all. And I'm going to throw, and the second part of this is, okay, Real Madrid do two very good things, okay, with their players. When they bring them in, if you're not good enough, they'll discard you immediately, like an Odegaard, for example. If you're good enough, you end up in their squad. If you're very, very good, you end up in their starting 11. You win trophy after trophy after trophy. Here is the punchline, though. Real Madrid will wait to a certain point when that player is about to reach their peak. They'll sell them for a good amount of money. And Matty, I'll go to you for this because we support the same NFL team.
I already know you for the go. I already know you.
That was what the Patriots used to do: selling a player a year early, then a year too late.
Yep.
Exactly what Real Madrid do.
Yep.
And that's the way
you have to be. You have to be ruthless. We don't we hold on to these players. Look, do y'all just think about it? Darren, how many times did we sit on the panel when Eddie Nketiah was being talked about being sold? And we were hearing these numbers: 40 million here, 45 million here, 30 million there, and they didn't say they re-signed him. And then what did we let him go for? Not even half of that. Then you look at other players that we have, Maitland-Niles.
Yeah.
West Ham.
We could have sold him for, was it 20 odd million? And I think we
Yeah.
And then that show you how stupid the manager is, because that was the utility man right there. He could play damn near all across the back. The back side.
The word loyalty, okay, it's good in many different aspects. It's very good in a relationship. It's very good in a marriage. It's very good loyalty to your children as well. But loyalty is the worst trait in sport. The worst trait. You are replaceable. All these players are just cogs in the machine. You can be replaced at any given time if you don't perform.
Yeah, that's how it should be. Reece Nelson. Reece Nelson, we turned down top dollar for Reece Nelson. He told him that lie, paid him $100,000 just to shut him up. Said, come on. And that's what they were doing. You were talking about this financial situation. We were giving these players wild wages. Nketiah, wild wages. Jesus, wild wages. Just look at the wages.
He's a squad player. Jesus is a squad player on 265,000 a week. A squad player. This is how this club is running its finances, guys. 265. Just deep that for a minute. Just everybody just sit back, breathe. 265 grand, people. You got,
and you know the worst thing is,
what was Alvarez on when he was at City? How much was Alvarez on when he scored 20 plus?
About 90.
What was he on? About 90?
80, 90k a week.
You know the worst thing is, Isak, I found out he's only on 120 a week, bro.
Yeah.
At Newcastle. 120 a week.
120.
Jesus is on more than double of what he's
120,
on.
People.
Bro, it just sums up the club, innit? Like, just throwing away money for.
Can't find the right profile, people. We just can't find the right profile.
But I just don't get Jesus. He had that first good season, then he got the injury.
Yeah.
Since then, he's been really poor. And then for 3 games, he starts banging in goals and starting being like he's quite sharp in the box again. And now he's gone again. Why do it for free? Are you after a move in?
I mean, I hear you, because the thing is, why is a lot of these players in this team regress? Because people will turn around and say, when you see the style of play has absolutely regressed. People will then turn around and say, well, actually, we're the same, better off. Last season, we scored 40 points, and we've scored pretty much the same amount of goals. But you know what it is? It's all right saying you've scored the same amount of goals, but you need to score the goals when it matters, right? Because we've had 7 draws this season already. Yep. Last season, it was 6 draws all season with about 3 losses. So it's not about Arteta came out and said it. A number of these top gooners, the ones that I won't say the ones that write for Arsenal, and I ain't going to go there, but it's like everything is about stats. So we've scored this amount of goals, blah blah. This seasonal champions, January to whatever. But at the end of the day, those games, and they're blaming. It's unfortunate because of the cards and the injuries. Everybody has injuries. Everybody gets cards. Yeah. But then what hits the nail on the head is that statement from Arteta: the ball. The ball is different. Oh my gosh. That's when you know man is clutching at straws. That's when you know man is clutching at straws.
Look at these salaries. This is in euros, by the way. I think it's pound. No, it's pound. It's pound. Look at this right here. 27, 26. These contracts we locked in. We ain't getting nowhere near what we paid for some of these players. I told y'all we paid Thomas Partey's get out clause. I think it was 40 million, 45 million. And then he walking away damn near for free this summer.
Yep.
Just let that sink in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where we gonna find another Thomas Partey at? Hadn't even started the process to look for one.
Nope.
Because
You ain't got a sporting director.
Yeah.
We ain't got one.
I had a cat the other day challenge me on a thread. He said, well, who would you bring in?
That cliche.
Yeah. I gave him about 15 to 20 folks. I said, Maldini's sitting out there. He know what to do when I responded with that. Qualified individuals out there. Let's go get hell, Brentford seemed to get it right. They can go find unearthed talents. Brighton, you look in the house. Aston Villa, Monchies, he's over there. France, let's look over there. I said, go over to get Girona's. They seem to be unearthing talent. You got South American teams unearthing talent. See, these people, they love to go, oh, well, who would you do? What would you give? Who's realistic? All this stuff. Basically, you so far up Arteta's ass that you don't even know there's other folks out there that's capable of getting the job done. And that's the part that really gets them. When you see stuff like this is gross mismanagement of funds. This is why somebody said in the chat earlier, they're saying the word is on the street that he's not going to get a dime in his window. And quite frankly, I don't think he needs one. He does not need any more money to spend at this football club because why? Why, Matt? Because everybody that he signs, when he leaves, guess what, y'all? We stuck with him. They still here.
We're stuck with him, and it's another rebuild.
It's exactly. And what did they tell us when they came, when the regime came in? What did they tell us? We're gonna get players off these salaries. We're not gonna sign people to these crazy deals. And what have we done?
We've done exactly the same. We've just basically wash, rinse, repeat.
We go and buy Sterling probably because we think put Sterling in an Arsenal kit and we'll sell a load of tracksuits.
Varsity jackets. Varsity jackets.
Varsity jackets.
These Al Bundy starter kits.
Morning.
I mean, just look at the wages. Look at the wages.
Whoa.
Calafiore, 120,000 pounds. Kivy, look at what Tim was getting paid compared to some of the other folks.
Jesus Christ.
Because like when Tim, what was he on at Ajax? He was on quite low pay. So I mean, bro, but yeah, the money is it's ridiculous. Declan Rice, 240 G's.
Marino, 100.
Mikel Marino on the bench.
You know the Mikel Moreno thing, yeah. When they bought him, because they were basically saying that obviously if Thomas Partey goes, because the plan was Thomas Partey was going to get sold and Moreno will fit into the midfield. That guy is not there. He's not a starter. Nobody can tell me that Moreno is a starter, but everybody's fans seem to have in their head that Moreno will be the midfield trio. Because Declan Rice is going to be there. It'd be Moreno and it'd be Odegaard.
Mikel Marino couldn't even start for Everton. That's how bad he is.
Yeah.
I mean, these numbers just wow. When you see all this stuff, 33 years old,
110
for Jorginho.
And his value is at 10 million. So that's what 7.5, 8 million pounds. That's pennies on the dollar. You're not going to get anything from him.
Go back to Moreno. He's 28, so he's a couple years away from 30. Look where he's at, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wonder what they had the rejection, for Trossard. I wonder what he rejected. What they were offering him. If he's on 90,000, what does he want?
He wants to leave Arteta. Think about it.
Apart from that.
Okay, that's just stating the bloody obvious.
When you look at the Trossard situation, this is why I know his productivity is falling off, and I keep telling people. People say, "Well, what happened? What happened?" He came from Brighton, scoring 3 goals against Liverpool. He was our best player when we got him the year we bottled the title. He was the absolute on-form player. This manager rushed Jesus back, and it killed his momentum, and he has not been able to pick it up since.
Yeah,
I don't think he's given them since. Personally,
he's our best technical player by a country mile, and now he's lost. Now he's lost his ability to be a technical player. Now,
he's the balls bouncing off him. He can't string of pass. I mean, everybody's calling him. Was it Arteta? What they call him?
Stella Trossard.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You look more drunk than ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, and when you look at this thing, and when you look at it, you're gonna have more players. Saliba's next. Saliba's going. Y'all gonna start hearing this. Saliba. We hadn't got to wait till this summer.
Listen, the noise is already coming. The noise.
Yeah, you know, I was just gonna say, don't be surprised if a cheeky bid come in. They say we off a bid right now.
The interesting thing is going back to that statement that who came out with it. One of the it was not David Alston. It was another guy that said about the fact that we can't go for Isak in the summer unless we sell a significant amount of players. Right?
Bullshit. We are under the regulations at PSR. We could have I think someone said we have a £164 million loss, and we'd still be in within PSR.
We're near it, yeah.
We're nowhere proxy near it, so I don't. So what's the excuse?
But they've come out and said that basically Arsenal can't afford Isak in the summer unless they get rid of significant people. So the list was Jorginho, Partey, but Partey can go on a free. So I don't know. That's
he's got 6 months left. He can now go and talk to other teams.
They're gonna have to sell Saliba, man, if they're gonna want to get Isak. That's what I'm saying.
Bro.
Look at Newcastle. Look at Newcastle.
Oh my word!
Harvey Barnes is on 80. Harvey Barnes is on 80 grand. It's on 80 grand a week, and he's miles better than Martinelli right now.
Miles better. I've always said that.
He is. See, like I said, 120 for Isak.
Jacob Murphy on 35. Is Jacob Murphy is that the other brother? Is that the other brother, or was that the Jacob Murphy that was playing against us and got the assist?
Yeah, that was Jacob Murphy. That was Murphy, 35 grand a week.
Jacob Murphy, the one that got the assist.
35 grand a week.
Yeah.
Even Joe Willock is better than Marino.
Bro, I'll take Joe Willock back in a heartbeat.
Yeah. You need Joe Willock.
I don't know why he was sold.
He take your woman. Take your woman back the way he playing. I mean, look at Tonali. Look at what Tonali is making.
120.
120, you know. Bad man's number 6, bro.
We can give him Rice. We can give him a Rice. Give him a Rice.
160. How much is Joe Linton on?
I think he might be the highest. Let me see.
150 grand.
150.
Slight, only 10 grand less than Guimaraes.
Even Callum Wilson would do a job as a striker for us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Callum Wilson is only over 46,000.
Yeah, 46,000.
46 grand.
You're joking.
That is wild. Flipping. That's wild.
I thought honestly, I thought I was gonna say maybe in the 80s, 46,000.
No, 46,000.
That's the sign of a. He's 32 though. That's the sign. He is getting on a bit, but it's also the sign of a player. Was money's not an issue to me. I want to be in a club where we are.
How long has he been at the club?
Wait, so at least 5 years, 4 or 5 years.
I was going to say about 4 or 5 years.
Did he take a pay drop?
He's been there for 4 years because remember he was the one. He got his 2 knocked out the year we finished fourth. Went from 4. Yeah, just look at these teams. This is fun. I see why Lee like doing this because you start seeing these numbers. You be like, what?
Yeah, please, man. I need to look at some of this. This is mad.
Look at it.
Alex will be 80. Reece Nelson. Well, bro, he's living life.
Our 100 grand.
He's got good ages.
That's our wage.
I want Reece Nelson's
As a
age.
matter of fact, the guy, hold on a minute. He's on
the same money.
He's on the same money as their main striker. Yeah.
Look at that.
Reece Nelson is a lone player. He's a lone player that's hardly getting any games, and he's on 100,000.
How much did we sell Smith Rowe for? Was it 25 million?
20 yeah. And look what
it's on 60 grand a week.
And look at his market value now. Went up.
That's because he can stay here. That's because he's been able to stay healthy. That's another thing I don't get. How come the players, when they leave Arsenal, they go to another team, they don't get injured? They don't get injured. Emil Smith Rowe, he's been fit all bloody season.
Exactly.
Brother Eros in the building.
So
Big
basically,
up Eros, man.
Reece Nelson, the lone player who hardly gets to the game, is on the same amount of money as Raul Jimenez.
Sander Berg, 55,000. Sessegnon, 45,000. Pereira, 50,000.
He's decent.
Yeah, that's yep. I mean, just look at this. And we up here paying we up here paying cannon fodder.
Let's look at Brentford players.
Let's go to Brentford.
In Bremo and Wisa, who scored what between them 20 goals?
45 grand.
Wow.
45,000.
45 grand. And his market value is 50 million euro.
45.
Wow.
Look at this. 45,000 pounds.
That is
I've seen a few slides that we're interested in Brian, but it's a load of bollocks. I don't think we are.
Look at, oh my gosh, these are almost like championship wages.
Yeah. This is how you see how crazy. This is why when we took last year, me and Tony, we used to do these transfer shows. And I used to tell Tony all the time, we're just throwing player money at players to get them to come to the team, especially players like Jesus, Zinchenko, players that normally they would be playing on these other teams at these wages. So then Arsenal say, hey, I'll throw you 175. So, this is when we was in the Europa League. They couldn't actually go out and convince a player to come to the club, without having to throw the checkbook. And that's why we in the situation we in. That's why we can't sell players. That's why we got players running down contracts.
Yeah.
It go all the way back to that.
And because we're running so close to the PSR, last season, that's why they were saying that we can't go for another £100 million player.
Yeah.
But then that's really I put that down to the wages because
that's what Kenny always keeps saying. Kenny always brings that up about the wages. And then he said he's even said it in the last couple of weeks that we're going to have to sell before we can buy.
Yeah,
we've got to sell players. This is why we probably won't get anybody because we can't sell nobody.
I don't think we won't get anybody in January. He's putting it out there. He's putting it out there. Yeah. Can we get loan players in? By the way, can we get loan players or we can't?
I think we can get one more. I think it's maybe one or two more.
Yeah,
I think we're at the quarter of that. I think we're at the quarter of that.
That's going to be.
Yeah, I think we're at the
probably
quarter.
going to be flipping Rashford. That's probably
listen, wait for it, man.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it as well. I can see it coming, man.
Go ahead to Brighton. Look at it. Look at this right here.
60,000. A Dringa, 12,500.
He's been ripped off.
10 grand.
What?
Yeah,
Jack Julio, he's a half decent player. 10,000. My gosh!
Look at what I think it's the fee, the salary, £520,000. This is annual salary.
Minty's on 40 grand a week.
So that means like Kai Havertz owns that in 2 weeks. Please.
Oh
Kai Havertz owns that in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
When you put it in the cold light of day, man, because people don't go and sit down and really scrutinize this, yeah? So when you put this out there, and you keep doing it, mate, keep doing your thing. Let the people know Wagwan.
Yeah.
Got to let the people know Wagwan.
Yeah, they got to know, man. And this is why I said, when you look at these cold, hard numbers and you see where we are, we go over the old trashy Spurs.
Yeah, let's look at him.
Oh, God. Timo Werner, I just think, oh, fuck.
160.
Timo Werner's on 160.
That's crazy.
No, but look at his market value, 15 million euro. You can even get a bag of Haribo for him nowadays. He's that bad.
Wow.
190 song. That's
Basuma only on 55,000. Wow.
Kulichevsky, look at that.
110.
110.
Did they ever find out what happened to the brother that
Bentancur, I don't know, because the way he kind of went over
That was
I don't
scary.
know if it was his neck.
Yeah, that was mad.
Yeah, I don't know.
Apparently said he had a stroke. Apparently
Yeah, I heard
he had a
somebody
stroke,
say
apparently.
there was a
But-
stroke. I
but
heard it.
Nothing's come out. You know what I mean? Surely something would have come out by now, but nobody's
Yeah.
saying anything at the moment. So
Man, they have the worst luck with some of their players. You know, they had the brother that had the heart attack that one year. I think that was him. Was that Bolton? Was that Spurs or Bolton?
Ericsson.
Ericsson.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was when he was. That
Yeah,
was when he
you're
was
talking
playing for
about the other
Denmark. That's
No,
when he was playing for Denmark.
the guy that got the heart attack. Do you remember when the Spurs was playing Bolton?
Yeah, so it was a Bolton's player. That had
Yeah,
it.
Fabrice
Yeah,
Muamba.
Fabrice
he
Muamba,
played for us,
yeah.
didn't he? He played for us, didn't he?
Yeah.
Pray for Muamba, was it? Something?
Yeah.
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 And he got saved by the doctor in the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that game, man. Jeez.
James Madison.
170.
170.
He's only 28 as well.
It looks like they're triggering Son's extension. I think they're going to trigger it that year. He's on 190k.
Yeah.
Cristiano Romero 165.
165.
Archie Gray.
Van de Ven's on 50.
Wow.
Whoa, that's a disrespect to Van de Ven.
Yeah.
He's the best centre half by a country mile.
Not in the Forest. They got room.
80.
Chris Wood, 80 grand a week. 80 grand a week, and his sell-on value is 7 million. It's not even 5 million pounds. Wow.
What's Gibbs White on?
How old is he though? How old is he though?
30, he's 33. But here's the thing, though: when you're a football team, you need three different types of strikers. You need a striker that can run off the last defender. You need a player that can hold up the ball so the wingers can spun off you. And if both of those fail, you have a third one that is 6'4" and can just bully the shit out of the centre halves and hopefully get a penalty. You just need an absolute dot. You need a shit house. You need three types of strikers. There's more than one way to skin a cat in football.
Where's Gibbs White?
Oh,
it's 80 grand.
80.
Oh.
Ward Prowse.
115.
All these, hey, Darren, I was just going to say all these set pieces. Why would you go try to go get him? He been a staple in the team when you got him.
I would have bought him. I would have bought him just for his free kicks.
Yeah, that's exactly. You know what? That's something that's been missing in the team. When the hell have we had last time?
I want to know the last time we scored a free kick.
We ain't got no one.
I think Odegaard's last goal was a set piece. I think Odegaard's last goal. That was his last goal. If I'm mistaken, it was a set piece.
No, it was a penalty, I think.
It was a penalty. Okay, somebody scored a set piece recently. Cause I remember me and Lee were joking about it, and we was like, "When's the last time we scored on a set piece?" And we scored it, but we hadn't had somebody score from a dead ball set piece. God knows how long. That used to be a Santa Costola used to do that. We used to have players in the team. This is why when I talked earlier about the basics of football, heading the ball, free kicks, corners, the basic necessities of football, we struggle with now. We don't even have. Jay Ward-Prowse, if all this set piece stuff, that's the man. Well, go put a bid in and go get him. If that's what y'all want to specialize in, go get him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They all play when people tell y'all, "Oh, there's nobody out there. There's no." Look at the wages we've seen tonight. These players are on. You telling me Arsenal can't go over there and a competent player like Gibbs White? Hey, we're going over. We're gonna put a bid in. We'll give you a double your wages.
Yeah.
For the next 5 years.
You show them the money, man. Their heads will turn, man. Yeah. But the problem, we're not even doing that. They just keep saying, "Oh, we can't find the right profile. We can't this. We can't do this." If the right one, the famous words, if the right one comes along,
You also got to remember as well, because this is British money, by the way. 40% of it is taxed. So when you look at that just look at it as a prime example. Oh god, just look at it as a prime example. So 40% off. Let's say 40% off Rodrigo's weekly salary, for prime example. That's probably around about 125 grand a week.
Hey, Carl, think about this. Look at the numbers that we saw for some of the players in our team, and look at what these folks getting paid by the week.
Sell on value of 200 million euros. Whoa.
Wow,
What?
I didn't know Jude Bellingham was
30
that much more
grand
money.
off
330
Vinicius.
grand a week. So basically, every single month he makes $1 million.
Yeah.
Oh fucking hell! Sorry.
Arda Gula, what was that? See,
82 grand a week. He's only 19. 45 million euro buyout clause.
But they don't have to deal with it until 29.
Sabalos 165.
oh yeah, he'd be laughing, man.
They'll wait 2 more years, bring him in. He'll be this absolute superstar, and either they'll keep him or they will sell him for a big amount of money because Real Madrid are just so smart at doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody else seemed to get it right. And then you look over there, Arsenal, how lopsided it is. And these are all informed players, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, they got the right to be getting that money. You know what I mean? None of them are bang average players. You know what I mean? None of them are bang average players. The problem is in our team, we've got some bang average players.
Look at Lamine Yamal, 26 grand a week.
And look at his sell-on value.
180. Yeah, because he's mustard. He's mustard.
Don't worry, he'll be all right, bro. He'll be all right.
Yeah. Let's go to City. Let's go to City.
Oh,
let's go have some fun. Let's go to City. Let's see what's City.
I should be going to bed right now, but I'm enjoying this far too much.
That's why I picked the show for Friday night, because I know all those most of us have to get up for work tomorrow.
It's 1:30. It's 1:30 in the morning. It's 1:30 in the morning here.
That's literally why I did it on Friday. I was like, I do it Friday because I know everybody we have a good time. I mean, look. These are all players that's earned these wages, by the way. That's why when I look at City, out like these are all players that they've won trophies, they've had success at the highest level. You know, they've done everything they need to do. They deserve their wages. But then you compare these wages to what our players are getting paid, and they ain't one.
Yeah.
Savinho, 40 grand a week.
Yeah.
Technically gifted. Oscar Bob, okay, he's out for the entire of the season.
50 grand.
He's on 50 grand a week.
Line Texas for the buyout. Line Tex. Shut your thing out, brother, before you scoot out of here, man.
Bless up for having me, Matt, and bless up to the panel. Subscribe to Lion Text TV on YouTube, people. Just big up, man. And Arteta, you need to leave, you prick.
I'll be chatting with you, brother.
No, bless up, bro.
Darren is getting ready to scoot out here. We're gonna go ahead and start just closing it out.
Yeah, Darren Sullivan 49 on Insta. Looking forward to the game on Sunday. I've gone from being sort of an Arsenal fan to being sort of I'm almost like a neutral now, because I just think, well, I'm in a win-win. If my team go through on Sunday, then my team have gone through. But if we get knocked out, it's a win because it's near Arteta getting sacked. So
closer to the sack. Yeah,
always a silver lining, dudes.
Yeah. Good
Great to be on again. Thanks for having me on. Get you again soon.
Carl, tell everybody where they can find you at, man.
Yeah, you can find me on X, KB Arsenal Pats 32. You can find me on my YouTube channel, Gundown UK. I've been off for the last 4 months due to personal reasons, but I am due to return to the channel in the next month or so. And if you're into your NFL, you can find me doing this podcast, the Patriots Touchback Podcast, the only New England Patriots podcast in the United Kingdom. So make sure you go check us out on that one as well, where I'm a little bit more calmer than what I usually am on my channel. So, and big up to you, Matty. Thank you so much for the invite. Much appreciated. Yeah, and Normski, first time I met you, sir.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man. Yeah, big up, man.
Yep. Normski, tell everybody where they can find you at.
Normski TV Wednesday live, 6:30 every Wednesday is What's Going On podcast. Just link up with the top 6 sides and just talking about the respective games over the weekend and do a little bit of match reactions after our game. So I will be doing a match reaction after the FA Cup game. Well, hopefully it'll be a good one, but if not, bro, the tide is coming in.
Oh yeah.
The tide is coming in, bro.
We'll be sitting on that emergency meeting Sunday if we don't win that game. So you already know what it is. Everybody in the chat, if I didn't get you on tonight, it's because I already had a set panel of who was coming on tonight. I will be doing a call-in show soon, so don't think I forgot about you. We're gonna have a call-in show soon. And so that'll be coming down the pipe. Also, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Before we get out of here, let me see who's on live. Who is on live, everybody? Let's see who we got here that we can redirect to. Let us see. Yeah, I knew. I said if we do it on a Friday, then we could probably stay a little bit longer than we normally.
It's a good show, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stop the Chinese, and now I'm ready.
Let me see here if I can find. I always forget how to do my who's on live, y'all. Who's on live? Y'all tell me who's on live. Who's on live? Let me see. I
think Mr. Gunner is still alive. I'm just
Lee is still alive. Okay,
He's alive.
I think he is. I'm just looking.
Is he doing an emergency?
Every day is an emergency.
He's doing it with Brandon.
Brandon, yeah, True Gunner.
All right, hold tight. Let me get it. Let me get it set up here so we can go. Yep, we're going back over to Lee. I just got to figure out how to find where my button is here to do my redirects. They should make that the easiest thing to do. So I always have to search for it. Oh, I know what it. You know what? I know what it is. Y'all hold on. I know what it is. Y'all bear with me. Y'all bear with it, brother. Y'all bear with me. I know how to solve this. I forgot I have to always mark the video. Then I'll be able to do it. But yeah, Arsenal, man, like as Kyle said, man, it's gonna be some serious business.
We lose Sunday. The unraveling begins.
Yeah, I think they're going. I think the people are going to turn.
Yeah, the unraveling begins, guys. I mean, just before you lock off, I've got ardent Arsenal Arteta fans, yeah, that have come live, not live on stream, but on the chat, and I thought they were making up. I said, "You saying Arteta out?" It says, "With a deep heart, I have to say Arteta out." Yeah, I got another guy that I'm constantly arguing every day. Yeah, he said to me, "Norms, I don't know what I'm watching right now." Yeah, he goes, "But I'm going to give him to the end of the season, and if he doesn't improve, I'm Arteta out." Yeah, and I didn't turn around and say to him, "See, I told you," because I said, "Listen, you're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah,
I'm entitled to my opinion." You know what I mean? That's how it is. Yeah, but we're just saying, read the signs. Yeah, read the signs, people. Yeah, signs of the times.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you what, man. This weekend is going to be a big. This whole month.
Yeah.
This whole month is going to be a major month for this football club, and we're here. It's 10 days. We're on the 10th day of January.
It's still nothing.
And it takes us about 6 years to get a transfer over the line. So they already tell you that ain't nothing happening. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for joining us. We're out. Peace.
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the Southern Gooner here on YouTube